cases in the nation for college baseball. 3 more games, 3 more exciting matchups on this Saturday. From beautiful Minute Maid Park, home of the Houston Astros. From downtown Houston, Texas, it's the Oklahoma Sooners against the UCLA Bruins. Hello again, everybody. I'm Gerald Sanchez along with Pat Combs, and a couple of different things going the other ball club's way, and it could be both of these ball clubs coming in with wins for the Saturday, especially for Oklahoma.
No doubt. It's a tough 1-run losses for both teams yesterday. OU on a walk-off home run against LSU, and for UCLA, a tough 2-1 loss to Baylor.
Oklahoma had a couple of late leads in that ball game.
They did, and unfortunately for the Sooners, it was Cade Horton with a 2-run home run to tie it late in the game, and then a double to tie it again before Jordan Robertson's walk-off home run.
And for UCLA, Jake Brooks, the right-hander for the Bruins, outstanding. He just made one mistake, a home run to Baylor's, and that was the difference in the ball game.
Yeah, it sure was, Gerald. You look at what Brooks put up yesterday. Great numbers, only 3 hits, couple of runs allowed. It was that big home run by Kyle Nevin that set back for UCLA.
Couple of right-handed starters going for their respective ball clubs, and it should be a good one here this morning.
What you waiting for? Give them what they came for. This is what they came for.
Big moments. The best fans. Feel the excitement and don't miss a moment. Astros 2022 season tickets are on sale now. Astros.com/season tickets.
Spring training is back in the Palm Beaches this spring. Experience Astros baseball, plus the best beaches, dining, and entertainment after the game. There's nothing better than Astros spring ball in sunny Florida. For tickets and more, visit Astros.com/spring to book your trip. Plan your visit now to the spring training home of the Houston Astros, the Palm Beaches.
What you waiting for? Give them what they came for. This is what they came for.
It's the Shiners Children's College Classic from Minute Maid Park, and it's time to look at the starting lineups. First for the Oklahoma Sooners, brought to you by Go Mitch Go. It's shortstop Graham to lead it off, followed by Robertson and Treadway, Crooks, Nicholas, Horton, Orduno, Squires, and Pettis. Pettis hitting a home run here in yesterday afternoon's ball game. And he'll be opposed by the right-hander for UCLA, Max Rajic. Rajic, who was last year's full-time closer, has made the conversion from the bullpen to the starting role, and he's done good work so far in the first early part of the season for UCLA.
He has, Gerald. Just take a look at the numbers there. That tells the story. But, as you talked about, the converted Bruin closer had 7 saves last year in 24 appearances, but John Savage really decided, hey, I need some more innings out of Max, and so he went to the Cape, became a starter, and Savage feels very good about giving him a spot in his starting rotation here as a Saturday starter. Great stuff. Fastball 89-92, curveball changeup. That curveball is really sharp, has a lot of depth to it. He likes to work the fastball up in the zone, then bring that curveball down, really try to change the eye level of hitters.
Mentioned the 7 saves. He was tied for the most saves all time in UCLA Bruins program history with those 7 saves as a freshman. So ready to go with the second day of this tournament, and a little bit different feel than it was yesterday. The roof is closed at Minute Maid Park. See how it plays here today. Game's first pitch, swung on and missed, and we're underway as Peyton Graham, the shortstop, cuts through that fastball.
Well, the most obvious challenge with the roof being closed now is just the effect it'll have on these position players with balls up in the air.
Well, Oklahoma has played already 6 games with the roof being closed up north, up 45 at Globe Life Field.
Yeah, very similar rafter type situation. You can see a picture there of what it looks like. But when the ball goes up, there's not a lot of darkness to that ceiling. So it's really imperative that the infielders, outfielders track those fly balls off the bat.
Graham, a sophomore. Barris, catcher for UCLA. That's the battery. And a strikeout swinging, and that's how the ball game begins. A good fastball from Radjic. He challenged him.
Yeah, Peyton Graham out in front. Looked like he took a little bit off. Nice job of just changing speeds, and Graham saw all 3 pitches that Radjic features. The changeup has gotten better as well. Good early sign for him.
Had me fooled. I thought it was a fastball, but yeah, you're right. It was a changeup. And that's what you want. You want your starters like Jake Brooks yesterday. You want him to throw strikes, eat innings, and give your team a chance to win, in which UCLA so close yesterday. Bases loaded, top of the 9th, and they just couldn't push that final run across. Weak ground ball. Curiel charging, off balance thrown, not going to be in time. Blake Robertson infield single.
Robertson having a little smile there. Just hits that ball right off the tip of his end of his bat. Decent speed for the big first baseman for the Sooners, and beats that out pretty easily. Curiel doing all he can to get it across, but he was playing back.
In the box score tomorrow, it's going to look like a line drive.
That's exactly right. He'll tell all of his family who weren't watching this morning.
Here's Tanner Treadway, the center fielder. So runner at first in the top of the first. OU trying to jump on Radjic.
Well, the Sooner offense has had its struggles here early in the season. Really failed to push across an abundance of runs yesterday, leaving 13 base runners on base. It has been a bit of an issue for Skip Johnson's Sooners. In that middle of that lineup, got Treadway, Crooks, Cade Horton off to slow starts. You won't see Skip juggling that lineup too much, though, especially with those 3. He really has a high degree of trust that those guys will come around.
Yeah, he talked about, Skip Johnson talked about Treadway. It was in the batter's box about how he really is such an important piece of this lineup, especially with his position up the middle, defensively, offensively. Line caught by Gorson, the second baseman, and getting back to first just in time is Robertson, the runner. Ball was hit well, and Gorson making a good play at second.
Yeah, Treadway barrels that ball up, and nice play by Gorson. Take a couple of steps to his right. Makes the easy catch. Good read off the bat by Blake Robertson to get back. That's what you tell your base runners. Freeze on line drives, make them get over the infield, and often repeated, sometimes not well executed.
Ethan Gorson at second base, making that outstanding play. Now he's in shallow right field for the batter, Jimmy Crooks, the sophomore.
Yeah, Gorson playing Crooks to pull. Got Cody Schreier, shortstop, pulled over a few steps to his left. But Gorson about 5 steps into the outfield.
Crooks, the backstop for this ball club, this Sooner ball club. Good-looking ball player. Radjic working a little bit slower pace than his predecessor on the mound yesterday, Jake Brooks. Of course, through the first 3 innings, Brooks was perfect. No base runners whatsoever. In fact, both pitchers had a no-hitter going through the first 3. Perfect game.
A lot of respect paid to Blake Robertson at first base. Big first baseman, already has 4 stolen bases on the season. That's what you love, athletic first baseman. Saw that yesterday with Trey Morgan of LSU and today with Robertson.
Make sure you go to collegeclassic.org to help us reach our goal. We're at 20%. Donate today. Count of 1-1. UCLA, this is just their second time that they have played in the Shriners Children's College Classic. Of course, it wasn't called the Shriners Children's College Classic the first time they came back in 2009. And they're looking for their first win, believe it or not, Pat. They are 0-4. They lost all 3 games that they played back in 2009 and lost yesterday. Oh, that's a close play. Robertson just getting back ahead of the tag from first baseman Palmer.
A little bit of a flinch there by Robertson. Not sure if he was going, but he sure took that first step to second right before the pick moved from Rajic.
Maybe a little nerves for Rajic. Going against a good lineup. This is the first time that UCLA has played away from Los Angeles this season, even though it's early. High fly. And at the wall and making the catch is Bonds.
Wow. John Bonds going high up on the wall, and he plays linebacker for the Bruins. I think he put a dent in the wall.
Boy, that was hit well, but a great play in right field by Johns, and it ends the top of the first for Oklahoma.
An opportunity for H-Town. Off to the races. That's absolute magic.
I want to beat cancer. I'm going to beat it. That's no doubt in my mind. I'm going to win this battle.
Defeating cancer will take all of us. Join our team to help fund game-changing research that saves lives. At the V Foundation, V is for victory over cancer. V is for victory over the odds. V is for victory over health disparities. Victory over setbacks. Victory over the unknown. V is for victory over giving up.
Don't give up. Don't ever give up.
Join our team to help save lives.
Cancer can take away all my physical abilities. It cannot touch my mind, it cannot touch my heart, and it cannot touch my soul.
100% of donations fund game-changing cancer research. Donate now at v.org.
Take your favorite teams with you with the brand new AT&T Sportsnet mobile app. Just download the free app from iTunes or Google Play, log in with your TV provider account info, and you're all set. Don't wait. Download the new and improved AT&T Sportsnet mobile app today.
John Savage for the UCLA Bruins will throw out this lineup against the Sooners. It's brought to you by Visit Las Vegas. Oyama left fielder, followed by Palmer, Schreier. Middle part of the order, Hahn, Gorson, Curiali, Bonds, who made that tremendous play in the top of the first. Yates and Barris, catcher, rounding out the lineup for the UCLA Bruins. And he'll be opposed by the right-hander sophomore David Sandlin, the Sandman. Coming in with a record of 1-1. Good strikeout to walk ratio, and Sandlin's been a tale of 2 different cities in the first 2 games that he has pitched.
Sure has. Big league ballparks, and he seems to try to master these big league mounds. But one of those pitchers that Skip Johnson loves to develop. Says Sandlin has a ton of potential. Fastball sits low 90s. That high 3/4 slot also features a plus slider, split finger fastball, and the slider spins outstanding, well above major league average. He'll throw off that slider when he gets in trouble, and really the command that he's shown early on is showing you exactly what Skip Johnson wants, for him to pitch to contact, and he's doing just that.
Kenny Oyama, a graduate transfer, made a good play in yesterday's ball game out in left field. 1-1 the count. Sandlin transferred from a JUCO program, Eastern Oklahoma State College, known as the Mountaineers. On the outer half of the plate. Last year for Eastern Oklahoma, he went 9-2 in 11 starts. Overall 13 appearances, had an ERA of 3.18. 100 strikeouts and 65 innings pitched. He can bring it. 1-2 on the way. Moving to the count at 2-2.
Well, there's the slider. Has some sweeping action to it, but you can see the depth as well. Jimmy Crick's doing a good job knocking that pitch down.
Think that's any difference mentally as you're warming up in the bullpen? You have an open roof and then all of a sudden it's closed. Do you think that makes a difference?
I'm not thinking so much for the pitching staff. Of course, you always look at the effects on the fielders, but that didn't much matter to me whether the roof open, closed, playing in a dome or playing in open air. The biggest difference is just in the temperature. And today, I know they got the air conditioning now starting to turn on. I always play with a little bit of humidity in Houston, but not so much this morning.
2-2 on the way. Good at bat by Oyama, fouling off several pitches. Sandlin trying to make his pitch.
And this is exactly what you want from your leadoff hitter. Work that pitch count up to 6, 7, 8 pitches, and obviously Oyama trying to find himself to first base, but if not, he can go back and at least tell his hitters what he sees.
And the count is run full. Yeah, I mean, if anything else, you succeed in driving up the pitch count if you make an out, and also, okay, you can store that in your memory banks for the next time you come up to the plate against him. Here's the 3-2 on the way. Lined over the shortstop. Graham sent into center field. That was a good at-bat to lead off the bottom of the first for UCLA. Kenny Oyama.
Yeah, that's the bonus single. He got to see 8 pitches. Works himself to a full count. Sits on fastball, delivers leadoff hit for the Bruins. Nice at bat for Oyama.
UCLA with the extra inning 1-run victory against Oklahoma. Yesterday's contest. Jake Palmer, first baseman, comes up. UCLA would like to get a lead early on, relax a little bit. Of course, they only scored 1 run yesterday.
Oyama's definitely the catalyst in this lineup. Already 9 stolen bases on the season, has yet to be thrown out. That's about Jimmy Crooks being a great defensive catcher. It'll put some pressure on him, especially Sandlin being quicker to the plate.
And there he goes. And there's not going to be a throw. And UCLA, 3rd in the nation in stolen bases, adding to that total right there. They really run as a ball club.
Yeah, great jump off of Sandlin, and you can see the move from Sandlin. It's not particularly quick. He's about 1.5, 1.6 to the plate. That puts an awful lot of pressure on your catcher. Catcher has to almost be perfect on his pop and release. So Crooks just eats the ball that time and rack up number 10 for Oyama.
Ball gets away from Crooks, and Oyama's going to slide in over to third base now. And I think that they're a little bit mixed up on the signals, Sandlin and Crooks out to talk to his right-hander.
Yeah, definitely a cross-up there between the pitcher and catcher. To see the reaction of Crooks's glove. Yeah, totally fooled on it. Good kick off his knee pad, and shin guard there. Kept him safe, but the ball gets away, and just like that now, the Bruins with the runner at third, no outs.
So Oyama advances from second to third on the pass ball. Palmer a chance to give that Bruins the early lead. And it was a walk. Walking on 4 pitches. Palmer going over to first base. So you got runners on the corners, bottom of the first, and Cody Schreier, freshman, standing into the right-handed batter's box. Schreier, a couple of hits yesterday. In fact, he made the final out with the bases loaded. Top of the ninth against Baylor.
Yeah, Schreier had a chance to win it late for the Bruins, and
now Schreier had the only 2 hits of the game against Tyler Thomas, the left-hander for the Bears, until the 9th inning. And then that's when the pinch hit home run happened. Another couple of hits, a walk, a hit batter.
And Schreier had a 3-0 count against Mason Marriott.
Yeah.
Marriott came back and worked it full and was able to induce the out to end the game.
So Schreier would like to redeem himself from yesterday. Of course, he obviously a couple of hits. Good job at the plate, but game on the line, he failed to produce. Now he's down the count 0-2. The runner at third and less than 2 outs. You just want to put the ball in play. That's what we talked about, that style of ball maybe that they come from the West Coast. Really not a West Coast offense per se, right. But they're always sitting back playing for the 3-run home run.
That's right. It's typically what you see with California-type team. And at the end of the day, it's all baseball, but there are a couple of different nuances in terms of how they like to move runners. And John Savage, though, he's super excited about the upside of Cody Schreier.
0-2. Crooks trying to frame that for his right-hander, and it's 1-2. Eric Gorchet calling the balls and strikes.
Schreier has steadily worked his way up into that 3-hole. As you mentioned, Gerald, the 2 hits yesterday and raised his average to 282, but also sharing in the team lead in RBI.
Sandler's 1-2 to Schreier. Some good velocity, but he's missed a couple now. Last start for Sandlin was against Northwestern State. 6 innings through 85 pitches, only gave up a run on 5 hits. Slider is his good pitch. It's got some late life to it.
Yeah, really good spin, hard to pick up.
That's tough, especially for right-handed batters, and he might busted one here on the right-handed hitting Schreier.
Well, it's definitely his out pitch. It's been a pitch he's really relied on. Gotten better and better as the spring has gone along. And see if he throws one here.
Sandlin. And there it was. And it's a good job by Schreier. He laid off. Now the count is full.
Yeah, Schreier's just locked in as a hitter right now, and seeing the ball well and lay off a pitch like that just tells you that he is really locked in.
Full count. The payoff pitch to Schreier, and he works it for a walk. A single and a couple of walks have loaded the bases with nobody out in the bottom of the first for the Bruins.
Yeah, 18 pitches into the start here for Sandlin, and the ratio balls to strikes 11-7. Well, early command issues for him. He's been pretty sharp. We talked about the 12-2 strikeout to walk ratio coming into today. But you always look at what this big stage pitching in a big league ballpark can do, and
Skip Johnson on the mound. And Skip, we talked to him before the tournament about how he's always trying to really impress upon the young men about the mental aspects of the ball game and the difference. You know, he talked about how how different things are. Let's see what Skip had to say.
we've got to make them better every day. If we got to teach them to be selfless, if we got to teach them to have humility, whatever it is, we're there to help those guys live, to learn. It's a metaphor for life. You know, Coach Garrido said that. Baseball's a metaphor for life, and I think I try to live it, you know. I try to teach our players that same core value.
Josh Hahn takes a first pitch strike. Then Skip, as long as I've known him, very important on the mental aspect of the game.
Yeah, you often hear coaches talk about mechanics and, you know, the repeatability of the delivery, but you hear Skip Johnson talking more about philosophy than anything else, and that's a great clip of him speaking to the heart and the values of a player and the development that goes into teaching humility and teaching how to be coached, and pitchers, especially the pitchers he's working with, being able to develop. And now there's a warning that's been given by second base umpire Joe Harris. It's on Sandlin coming set, making sure he has the ball in his glove.
Well, Sandlin,
before he toes the rubber.
Out of play. Sandlin got ahead of the count to Schreier 0-2, and then he ended up losing him, and now he's ahead in the count here to Hahn. And Skip Johnson, getting back to him and how he talked about that the game wants us to feel sorry for ourselves. Well, we got to just put it behind us and focus on the next day. And that was a tough loss that they had. There's a swing and a miss. Well, whatever Skip Johnson had words to say to his sophomore right-hander, it worked in that case with Hahn going after a pitch outside the strike zone for the first out in the bottom of the first.
Well, good live fastball just tails up in the strike zone, and Hahn can't catch up. Yeah, great job of coming back here by Sandlin to get that first out.
Ethan Gorson made a good play in the top of the inning at second base.
Now you tell yourself as a pitcher you're one pitch away from getting out of the inning, which looked like it could be disastrous. Gorson going to do his best not to let Sandlin off the hook here.
Gorson, the freshman from San Diego, in his first at bat of this tournament.
It's a really different lineup here from John Savage and his Bruins today. Of course, facing a left-hander yesterday in Tyler Thomas with the Bears, and today with his right-handed lineup facing Sandlin. A couple more lefties featured today. Gorson, one of those.
Actually, Gorson was actually hit by a pitch in that ninth inning. He came on as a pinch hitter. So just didn't have an official at bat. It's 2-0. Sandlin, all of a sudden, as good as he looked against Hahn, the previous hitter, he cannot find the strike zone, and he is behind the mound trying to gather himself.
Yeah, not quite get to that release point. You look at where pitches are missing. He's missing up in the zone typically and up and out occasionally, and he's got to get to that slot. Sometimes that is the challenge for a starting pitcher, really gain control of that adrenaline early on, and when you feel like your arm's trailing behind, that's oftentimes just overthrowing, trying to do too much with the baseball. And
that's going to be through the hole on the right side for a hit. Oyama and Palmer will come home for the game's first runs on a two-run single by Ethan Gorson, the second baseman. It's 2-0 to UCLA.
Well, the new lineup today is working well so far for John Savage and the Bruins. Nice job by Gorson. Gets the 3-1 delivery, just sitting fastball all the way.
It's good location, too, for Sandlin, but good job of hitting by Gorson. Brings up Michael Curial, third baseman. They got runners on the corners and one out, and already 2 runs home for UCLA, and Sandlin's pitch stares.
I was talking to Coach Savage before the game and asked him, how do you think this team will respond? And he says, you know, it's difficult with a younger team So obviously with veterans, it's a lot easier to predict. You've had these guys for a couple, 3 years. You know how they'll bounce back. With younger players, sometimes that 6-3 record starts to feel heavy. And you really want to see what young players will do in a response early season, especially in this type of a tournament, this competition we're seeing. Gerald, it's always the question mark around how teams will respond to adversity. And certainly so far, the Bruins showing well.
Curiel Jr. And he's really struggling right now. Sandlin, do you think it's more of mechanics?
Yeah, I think when you see a ball missing up in the zone, you can definitely say he's not getting the release out in front. That arm's trailing a little bit. There's a better pitch.
Strike called.
That's what you often look at as a pitching coach is where are the misses? And now 31 pitches into the first inning. This is not how Skip Johnson drew it up today for David Sandlin, but you consistently fall behind good hitters and you're going to get hurt.
Yeah, see Braden Carmichael, the left-hander, junior, warming up in the bullpen, and that's going to be ball 4, and the bases are loaded. Going on that pitch was Gorson, but doesn't matter because Curiel works it for a walk. Curiali.
It looks like the left-hander Braden Carmichael. And this is going to be a pitching change here in the first inning for the Sooners.
Wow. Well, as good as the starting pitching was in the early part of yesterday's ball games, Sandlin struggling, failing to get out of the first inning, and he'll be replaced by Braden Carmichael as UCLA has scored the first 2 runs of the ball game, and we're still batting in the first inning.
No, I insist.
It's your turn.
Nope, I think it's your turn.
I appreciate you so much. Thank you so much. Go.
I appreciate your appreciation. It fills me.
Safe drivers save money with Farmers.
Just for driving safely?
It's a Farmers policy perk. Get Farmers and you can get a safe driver discount simply for having a clean driving record for 3 years.
Come on. After you.
After you.
Safety first.
Get a whole lot of something with Farmers policy perks.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Totally. It's an adventure. And all you have to keep an eye on them. You gotta let them explore and figure things out for themselves.
So hurry up.
We're not gonna stay this way forever.
Kick off your California vacation at visitcalifornia.com.
New pitcher for the Oklahoma Sooners. UCLA bases loaded with just 1 out. And already David Sandlin's day is done as the starting pitcher. Carmichael trying to keep it right where it is. And John Vons, who made that great play out in right field to end the top of the first, will be the first hitter that Carmichael will face.
Carmichael, the 5'10", 175-pound junior left-hander from Prosper via Grayson Community College. Really that prototypical crafty left-hander. Fastball upper 80s, but he's got a plus curveball, plus changeup, and really works off the off-speed deliveries. Very deceptive. And was a weekend starter at times last year for OU. Has become more of a midweek type starter, but can certainly come in and pick up a game and piggyback off another starter. Will take you deep into this game if his stuff is going.
Yeah, overall 14 starts and 15 appearances last year. And left-handed hitting Vons comes up empty on the cut.
Good to see John Vons after that outstanding catch off that Jimmy Crooks bomb to right field.
In for a strike again.
Good breaking ball from Carmichael. To lock Vaughns up. Vaughns used to crashing into things.
Yeah.
The Bruin football team. Plays outside linebacker. I think he had like 17 tackles last year. Good looking at a baseball uniform as well. And very physical athlete.
Carmichael gets him on 3 pitches. And John Vaughns goes back to the first base dugout. Chance to extend that lead for UCLA now. It'll be Carson Yates, center fielder, 8th man to bat in the inning. Base is still loaded for UCLA, but with 2 outs. Carmichael wants to get out of this jam and limiting the damage. Oyama and Palmer already coming in to score. There's a fly ball into left field. Pettis, left fielder, looks up, and this ball is going to be called a home run. It's a grand slam. Yates touches the ball.
How about that?
He wasn't sure if it went out. The third base umpire, Michael Durantis, went out there and says, yep, it went out. He gave the home run signal, and Yates was staying put at second base. He didn't want any surprises.
Yeah, it was a good job by Yates to hold the bag, and I think OU may try to challenge this. Michael Durantis visiting with the OU outfielders, and let's see if they come back and take a look at this. He was thinking that was the right call, and we'll take a look at it on replay, but yeah, it's hard to predict where that ball's going to come down. But how about this for Yates? 2 swings in this tournament, 2 home runs, now the grand slam if this holds. Certainly looks like it will.
Tommy Veras, catcher.
Yeah, right off the railing there above the Bank of America sign here at Minute Maid, and that definitely got out of the ball yard. So
Carson Yates came on as a pinch hitter against Tyler Thomas, and he had a full count, and he was able to deposit that pitch for the first run and the only run for UCLA yesterday. And he goes opposite, or it goes rather grand slam home run to left.
Well, it's one way to get yourself in the lineup, right? And keep yourself there. Couple of swings, couple of home runs. Carson Yates, what a start to this Shriners Classic for him.
Veras has got a count of 2-2 with 2 outs. Sophomore catcher. So 9 men come to the plate at least so far for UCLA in this bottom of the first inning. And they already put a 6th spot on the board. So Braden Carmichael's job now, just however Skip wants to work his bullpen, but if he continues to go with Carmichael, keep it right where it is.
Well, that is the good news for the Sooners. It's so early in the game, you've got plenty of innings to work yourself back into it. But
hit on the left side, third baseman Horton, off balance throw gets Veras, and that's that for UCLA. But they come up with 6 runs, highlighted by Carson Yates' grand slam home run. We end the first inning.
In the last year, there was a victim of identity theft every 3 seconds. Could it happen to you?
Somebody used my identification, and they had actually purchased the car and drove it off the lot. I didn't know what to do, but thankfully I had LifeLock.
LifeLock alerts you to identity threats, and if there's a problem, we work to fix it.
LifeLock provides the type of protection I need.
Help protect what's yours with LifeLock Identity Theft Protection. Call right now.
Step up to the plate and join the official kids club of the Houston Astros, presented by HEB. Children 12 and under will receive 4 tickets to a select Astros game, a jersey, drawstring bag, a hat, and lanyard, as well as the opportunity to be selected for exclusive events during the year. All for only $30. You can become a Buddies member today by visiting astros.com/buddies. Big moments. The best fans. Feel the excitement and don't miss a moment. Astros 2022 season tickets are on sale now. astros.com/season tickets.
Coverage of the Shriners Children's College Classic is brought to you by Summerlin.com. Be part of something beautiful, the Howard Hughes Company. Gerald Sanchez along with Pat Combs back at Minute Maid Park. We go to the second inning, and Max Ratchick looks up at the scoreboard. He's got a 6 spot to work with. Oklahoma begins their attempt at a comeback as Jackson Nicholas, I should say, takes inside ball 1.
Yeah, we don't think there's any relationship there to the golfer. Well, it's the challenge now for Radjic and the Bruins is to continue to pitch his game. That's what he has to do. You can't go out thinking now you've got runs to work with. You just have to go out to the mound with the idea that it's still a 0-0 game, and you're going to pitch your game, stay with your stuff, do what has made you successful up to this point in the season. So in other words, don't change anything.
Yeah, the key obviously is just continue to throw strikes, let your defense do the work. Here's the 2-1 on the way.
Yeah, there is a couple different mentalities there you think about. Is one, you relax a little bit, don't stay quite as focused. That's when you start seeing those free bases, Gerald, and that could be the challenge for a pitcher too with a big lead. You really got to challenge your mindset there when you walk out there that this game is still tied.
And Jackson Nicholas right in front of the mound. Radjic, and he gets Nicholas. 1 up and 1 down.
Now, if you're in the OU dugout, you're thinking, hey, it's early in the game. We just got to scratch away a couple of runs here and get runners in scoring position, put a little pressure on the Bruin defense, try to make some things happen offensively and start chipping away.
Cade Horton. This pitch strike. Cade is from Norman. It's right in his backyard. Didn't play last year due to an injury. Down the count 0-2.
Yeah, Cade Horton, just one of those incredible athletes in this lineup, and saw a couple of throws from third base yesterday across the diamond, and just immediately gets your attention. Like, wow, that could light the radar gun up, and he certainly has done that. He's coming back from an arm injury. You very well could see him on the mound here, maybe mid to late March, is what Skip Johnson's looking forward to. And balancing act for him as a two-way player now is playing third base, but also having a chance to pitch. And if he becomes a starter, how will the Sooners use him?
Highly touted coming out of high school in Oklahoma, ranked as #2 player in the state of Oklahoma, right? Perfect game and Prep Baseball Report. So looking for big things for this young man.
And off the rubber, he has a mid-90s type arm, so a lot of decisions going forward for Skip Johnson and this pitching staff, and that's why you play these types of tournaments. Try to figure out where guys will fit in from a role perspective, especially under Penn, but some of these weekend rotation spots aren't settled either. What a catch.
Barris near, or actually right on top of the first base dugout. And he had some help from his teammates down there.
He sure did. He picked the right dugout to go towards, but that ball off the bat of Horton. He has to negotiate the railing of the dugout and the net. That net comes straight down right behind the dugout. And the ball had some spin on it, came back in towards the field of play.
Yeah, you saw it there twice. He looked down to see where he was, then back up. And especially with this ceiling here playing, that's going to be a challenge.
Certainly a different look today with the roof closed, and we were a little bit surprised to see it closed. We saw the radar, looked like it might have been a few sprinkles passing by here in downtown Houston, and all of a sudden we see the roof starting to move, and like, okay, we're going to play some indoor baseball today.
Sebastian Orduno, and they closed that roof right before first pitch.
And what does it take, about 20 minutes, Gerald? What do you think?
Yeah, 20 minutes.
And now the air conditioning is on. That part we don't mind, but
right.
I do like outdoor baseball, especially this time of year.
And over onto the right side, Gorson. And that'll end the top of the second for Oklahoma. Good job by Radchick. He's given a 6 spot, and he does a good job the next inning.
Watch me pirouette with style and grace.
Watch me roam, discover, explore. I feel pretty. I must be a star. They helped me come a long way. I'll show you how far. Watch me.
For 100 years, we've watched in awe as our commitment to transformative care continues to bring positive change to kids everywhere. Today, our brand is evolving too. Shriners Children's, the most amazing care anywhere.
Watch me. Here I stand on my own 2 feet. Jump shot intact, here to compete. Skilled hands were there to mend the bone. From loving halls that brought me home. My world stopped with a drive through the lane. Now give me the ball. You'll remember my name. Watch me. Orthopedic excellence at Shriners Children's. The most amazing care anywhere.
With Home Chef, you're home free when you're craving a home-cooked meal. Our oven-ready meal kits are easy to make and even easier to love. When it comes to making dinner, fill in the blanks with Home Chef. Delicious, meat simple. Get 10 free meals when you sign up at homechef.com.
The Astros are hiring. Join us on Saturday, March the 12th from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. in Union Station for a part-time job fair. We're hiring for our part-time positions in retail, guest services, and tickets. To see what specific positions are available, visit astros.com/jobs and click on the part-time job fair posting for more information. Bottom of the second inning. Kenny Oyama, who worked it for a full count and eventually got a single and came around to score the game's first run, leads off the bottom of the second inning. So 9 men come to the bat for UCLA in that first.
Well, I was talking to John Savage about how do you think your players will respond. That answers that question. 6 runs in the first inning. They've responded well. That is the question mark, though, when you have a young team. You think about what Savage lost last year, Gerald. Lost his entire weekend rotation, a midweek starter, his setup man, his first-round shortstop that got drafted, lost his catcher, first baseman, his outfield, his top 4 hitters, and most of his bullpen. No big deal, right?
No, not at all.
A lot of new players in this lineup, and I think Coach Savage has to have a huge smile on his face to see that, hey, we lost a tough one to Baylor yesterday. Tyler Thomas just dominated our lineup, and how will this Bruin team come out today? And instant response in the first inning.
Jake Palmer against Brendan Carmichael. And Braden Carmichael coming on, probably started his day a lot sooner than he expected in the first inning. Chopper over the mound. Nicholas off balance throw, good play, and 2 quick outs in the bottom of the second inning for UCLA.
Yeah, I know Braden Carmichael well. Had a chance to coach this young man a number of seasons ago in the summer, and he just pounds the strike zone. He's one of those left-handers that you think nothing special in terms of stuff and delivery, but he just keeps that compact delivery, keeps throwing strikes and challenging hitters, and has done a great job here at the D1 level.
Well, you know what they always say, if you're left-handed and can throw strikes, or if you can catch and hit a little bit, you're always going to have a job in baseball.
You may have a future.
Always going to have a job in baseball.
That's right, and that's exactly what Carmichael brings. He'll do a great job of keeping these Sooners in the game here, and this is where, you know, they have to have the mentality of this is a guy that is going to challenge hitters and keep the game moving along. Now the offense has to respond for Oklahoma. As Carmichael comes out, gets the first 2 quick outs here in the second.
Schreier ended up walking and then scoring. This one is hit to Graham at short. He'll fling it over to Robertson at first base, and that's that in the bottom of the second inning. Both teams retired in order. 6-0 UCLA at the end of 2 from Minute Maid Park.
Why pay over $100 a month for TV when you can get AT&T Sportsnet with Fubo TV? Get the channels you want with the teams you love for the price that others can't beat. Watch AT&T Sportsnet with Fubo TV. Try free.
Innovation transforms the world, moving us forward not just in steps, but in leaps and bounds. Innovation created a healthcare system so extraordinary, it not only improves the lives of veterans, it transforms the lives of healthcare professionals, collaborating through integrated care teams, accessing the latest technology, working with the most advanced medical science, and even creating it. Like discovering new ways to integrate technology with the human body. It's a unique culture of transformation that leads to solutions that best serve our veterans. The Department of Veterans Affairs, where innovation ensures those who served our nation are served by the very best. See how a career at VA can transform your future.
It's officially hoop season on AT&T Sportsnet. So let's ball, baby.
Oh, look at that! Look at that, Kevin Porter Jr.
Because this is our season. And it's always game time on AT&T Sportsnet.
Marucci has teamed up with the Shriners Children's to provide fans with a fully customized official College Classic souvenir bat. Fans who donate $100 or more will receive a free bat from Marucci. Donations of $250 or more will earn a free full-size bat, engraved with their own name. Visit collegeclassic.org today to make a donation and receive your free Marucci bat. That sounds like I'd want one of those.
That's a seriously cool bat, Gerald. I got one last year. I'm going to get another one this year. But love the look of that bat. I've already got it in my case at home, and it one of those keepsakes you'll want to have.
Brett Squires, top of the third for Oklahoma. Ranchik. We're on the left side. And this is going to be caught by Schreier, the shortstop. But according to third base umpire Michael Durantis,
yep,
it hit the railing up top. It hit the roof, and so they're going to say foul ball.
That's it. Huge pop-up off the bat of Squires. It did reach the rafters, and that was where you can see Michael Curiale, the Bruin third baseman, going towards where he thought the ball was going to land. When it hits the rafters in foul territory here at Minute Maid, it's ruled a foul ball, no matter if the defense catches it or not, as Schreier did. So John Savage wants the explanation. And
now, y'all had one of those long replays yesterday in that Texas-Tennessee game.
The double replay.
Right. And yep, it took a long time, and but they got the call right. So
yeah, that ball was definitely headed towards foul territory. You can see Curiale. I mean, he's reading it off the bat, going across the line and towards the netting. So easy explanation. I think Savage is comfortable with that call, and we'll play on.
Now we got a special guest joining us up here in the booth. Jerry Gant, Chairman, Board of Trustees from Shriners Children's.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How y'all doing?
Jerry, good morning.
Good to see you again. What
a fun tournament.
It is.
Every year.
Boy, especially yesterday. What three great games. He didn't even need to be a baseball fan yesterday to enjoy it yesterday. It's incredible.
The Squires. So, how many times have you been here to the tournament?
Sir, we've done the tournament with the Astros Foundation.
For you personally.
Well, I'm going to tell you every one.
Oh, that's right. All right.
If this is the 7th year we've been involved, this is my 7th. If it's 8, I've been here 8. So.
Now, you're from Charlotte, North Carolina, and they've got some good baseball over there too.
Yes, sir.
Minor league baseball.
I actually lived here for 42 years, so it's I'm not sure which is home, here or there. But,
so you're an Astros fan, Jerry?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, what a great tournament. What a great atmosphere, obviously, here at Minute Maid Park. And to have the Shriners name on this tournament, I know it means so much to Shriners, doesn't it?
Absolutely, it does. It's a shame, and we got that little drizzle of rain today and had to close the roof. Yesterday was just like a dream.
Beautiful.
Almost. The weather was so perfect, and having that roof open makes so much difference.
Pettis fouls this one off.
Jerry, what's your role with Shriners? Tell us what you do and what you really enjoy doing for Shriners.
Well, I guess if I were to describe my role, and you've kind of had a number of our guys sitting in the booth during the game yesterday, and I had the opportunity to come up through like some of the other guys and was served as Imperial Pump Aide in 2015, 2016. And since then, I've occupied the role of chairman of the board of trustees, which has to be undoubtedly the best position that there is in Shrindom anywhere. Is to be chairman of the board of trustees. I'm kind of the chief cheerleader, if you will.
There you go.
For our hospital system, and what an incredible group that we have. We work together to, if you're coming up the line, you're on the board of directors. If you get elected as trustee, you're trustee. And the two boards work together, and it's just a great group of guys, great group of dedicated individuals that are working so hard for the benefit of the kids.
Pettis strikes out swinging. Back to the top of the order with Graham. You mentioned the games here yesterday, and it was a long day, but fans got their money's worth.
We've seen longer ones, have we not?
Oh, we have, Jerry. I got my 5 hours of sleep. How about you?
Well, I did. It's when you're like 2 o'clock in the morning or something.
That's right.
It was crazy. But kind of thought the LSU one might go for a while yesterday.
Well, we had some great games, as you mentioned, and looking forward to the rest of the tournament here. We've got an afternoon game, hopefully starting at 3 o'clock. The evening game, Texas-LSU, that should be a fun matchup. A lot of fans expected.
I understand they had to open up another section of ticket sales this morning to be able to accommodate some of the ones that actually a bigger crowd even than we thought we were going to have. So it's going to be a noisy, lively crowd.
It's going to be rocking.
It will. But how exciting! I mean, how kind of the number 1, number 2 teams kind of playing each other, and it's a great time.
Jerry, how long have you lived in Charlotte now compared to Houston?
Well, actually, my wife and I both grew up in North Carolina and then moved to Texas in 1976 and stayed here for about 42 years. And then I felt like I needed to be a full-time Shriner, and so we retired. And after we retired, 4 years ago, we moved back home because kind of where all of our family is. We have a Shrine family, and then we have a family we're born into. So
you got to see some of the exciting times in Astros history if you were here for 42 years in Houston.
Yes, sir. I had the opportunity to be here. One of the 3 contractors that was involved in building the stadium built our hospital here in the early 90s that I was involved in. So I got to come out and kind of be on site during some of the construction of the stadium.
Jerry, thank you for your time and coming on up and visiting with us here in the booth.
Great. Thank y'all.
Thank you, Jerry.
Jerry Gannett of Shriners Children. We'll be back.
Thank you.
It's 6-0 UCLA.
Watch me. Watch me shine with every snap. Born to move fans, to cheer and clap. 2 different legs, that's how I play. One built from science to help me on the day. Between these lines, I'm all heart and muscle. Don't stare too long, you'll miss the hustle. Watch me. Pioneers in prosthetic technology at Shriners Children's. The most amazing care anywhere.
Watch me. Watch me roam, discover, explore. The forest is quiet. The river will roar. One slip by the fire is all it took. But they made my arm better. Just take a look. Under moon and stars. That's where I love to stay. Let's go play in the woods. I'll show you the way. Watch me. The place to turn for any bird. Shriners Children's. The most amazing care anywhere.
Spring training is back in the Palm Beaches this spring. Experience Astros baseball, plus the best beaches, dining, and entertainment after the game. There's nothing better than Astros spring ball in sunny Florida. For tickets and more, visit astros.com/spring to book your trip. Plan your visit now to the spring training home of the Houston Astros, the Palm Beaches.
Welcome back to the Shriners Children's College Classic as we move along, and had a chance to visit with John Savage, head coach of UCLA, and his thoughts on the different style of plays across the nation.
It's baseball, and it's a brand that, you know, whatever your team is trying to build, that identity you're trying to build, that's going to allow you to be successful. That's what we want to play. If it's, you know, if it's a fast pace, I mean, it's, you know, it's baseball at the end of the day, and certainly we want to be good at Bruin baseball.
Well,
all I can say is whatever brand he's talking about, it worked pretty well for a fast game yesterday, and we'll take some more California baseball. It was funny at the luncheon with all the coaches present. You know, a couple of the Southeastern Conference Big 12 coaches said, yeah, California baseball is just a little bit slower. and John Savage laughed and he said, hey, man, you can think that all you want, but we're just going to play our game.
Dalen Reyes, who has entered into the game for Josh Hahn. Reyes playing in yesterday afternoon's ball game. Played second base, 1 for 4.
I think when you look up and down this lineup for UCLA, it is a bit of a rebuilding year for Savage, and that ball's going to drop in.
That's going to go to the wall, and it goes away from Pettis. And Reyes is going to stand with a leadoff double to start the bottom of the third for the Bruins.
And a nice swing for Reyes. Pinch hitting for Josh Hahn, as you mentioned, and he started yesterday, had a hit. Looks like he is really coming around for these Bruins.
Ball kind of in the middle of the plate, and he just ripped it.
He did. Get that barrel out in front. Took it right towards the line.
Ethan Gorson.
Saw Pettis in left field for the Sooners. Had to wait to see where that ball's going to carry him off. You see the tiles out in left field. The old-time ballpark tiles, and a lot of nuances to that board in terms of how the ball will bounce off of that wall.
And Pat, that's something that we talked about yesterday. Outfielders coming early to the ballpark to see how a ball caroms off the wall and how they play it, especially if they're unfamiliar with the ballpark.
That's exactly right. You can see the tiles there that typically where scores of games go, and Astros use that kind of that old-time feel of putting the games on the scoreboard there in left field. But yeah, that's the challenge for left fielders coming into this ballpark, is understanding the caroms of where the ball's going to land. Last night we saw a ball get hung up right to the right of the Crawford boxes, and actually ricocheted off about 2 different angles before the ball settled into the field. And if you're not used to playing this, it could get crazy at times.
When this ballpark first opened in 2000, they had some nicknames for it, and one of them was called the pinball machine.
There you go.
Because it would roll around like a pinball out there in the outfield.
That's exactly what we saw last night's game. Pettis played that well. You can see where you can't be overly aggressive chasing the ball towards left field because of the kick off those tiles, and so you saw as he gave himself some space and then took a good angle to go get it.
Now, one of the big changes here at this ballpark is the bringing in center field 436. It used to be, now it's 409 to straightaway center field. They used to have Towles Hill out there, flagpole in play, something they took away. This one's hit out to center field, Treadway, and it's going to be Pettis. Can't make the diving catch. Going from second to third is Reyes. He had to wait to see if Pettis was going to come up with it, but Gorson is going to stand in with a double.
Yeah, back-to-back doubles now by the Bruins, and didn't score a run there. Reyes had to hold up at third just to see if Pettis was going to make this incredible catch. What a great effort there by the Sooner left fielder. He holds at third, and Corson scampers in with the double. Boy, just almost got there, right below his glove.
Now, Pettis, a good athlete. Pettis likes playing in this ballpark, and we'll get to that a little bit later, but the infield comes in. Reyes at third, Gorson at second, Curiali, nobody out. Brandon Carmichael pushing upstairs.
Yeah, I think the way that Max Rajic is pitching for the Bruins, Skip Johnson thinking we just can't give up too much more in this game, so infield in, no outs in the inning. Carmichael will try to keep Curiali from getting the ball through the infield.
Now, UCLA has played one other time in this tournament going back to 2009, and in the 3 previous games they were swept, and so they have not won a game here at Minute Maid Park, as they lost yesterday to Baylor. In fact, in 2009 they also lost to Baylor.
You know, these players even thinking about that series in 09, but certainly in the coach's minds.
Sure.
John Savage was here for that.
Yeah, I remember in our Q&A he mentioned, he says, yeah, we were here in 09.
Yeah, that's right.
He had that tone to his voice.
That's it. Don't ask me more questions. Didn't go well here. Well, it's, he's well on his way to racing that goose egg. And the way Rajic is pitching so far, making it awfully tough on these Sooners. And a chance to add to the lead.
Curiali. And that hits him.
Back foot.
Bases loaded. We had an assortment of hit by pitches in yesterday's games.
Man, it was a parade, really was. It's I think we saw about 10 guys get hit. A lot of them were breaking balls, and yeah, it was definitely a parade of guys. That ball looks like it off the top of Curiali's shoe.
Actually,
hooked his leg. I'm not sure. Yeah, hard to tell from that angle. But umpire Eric Gaucher certainly heard it. And, no argument from the Sooners.
John Vaughn skies this one into right. Orduno tagging and coming home from third base is Dalen Reyes. Another run on the board for UCLA. It's 7-0.
Vaughn's a ton of pop in his swing and gets that ball well deep enough to score the 7th Bruin run. That'll go down as a sac fly for him. And Dalen Reyes easily scores from third base.
And Carson Yates, he's 2 for 2 in this tournament. 2 at-bats and 2 at-bats, 2 home runs.
Yeah, only 2 home runs and 5 RBI in 2 swings.
That's what you call efficient. Yates takes upstairs.
Obviously swinging the bat well, but got a really nice, short, compact swing. If you're the Sooners, you're thinking, okay, if this guy's that locked in, he's due for an out, but let's be a little bit careful with him.
Into right. Just over the head of Robertson, the first baseman. Well, another run. Yates getting in a bid for player of the tournament.
Well, he's got 2 home runs, a double. Slugging percentage is definitely up there. How about 6 RBI now?
Yeah. Well, when you're going well, things like that happen. The ball just seems to find the spots.
Yeah, ball off the end of his bat, just over the glove of Blake Robertson at first base.
Curiali at third. Infield still in for number 9 hitter Tommy Barris. Barris ahead in the count 1-0. Barris 0 for 1. Carmichael. Line to left. And they're going to put the stop sign up for Yates at third base, but it does score Curiali. UCLA taking control of this one very early. Right down the middle.
Yeah, it's really just catching more of the plate than Carmichael wants to there. Try to go inside. In on the hands of Barris, and Barris able to get the bat head through the zone, and another hit, another RBI. And things getting a little bit worse for the Sooners.
Oklahoma's going to start getting some activity in their bullpen again. Oyama, as it's 9-0. That's into right field. Oyama getting a hit. He's bidding for the double. RBI to add to that, and UCLA has put double digits on the board, and we're only in the bottom of the third.
Well, we talk about hitting becoming contagious, and certainly that's happened here for the Bruins. Make that the 5th hit of the inning. It just seems like anything that Braden Carmichael throws up is getting hit really hard, and unfortunately for him and the Sooners, now you kind of start to look at tomorrow. You know, you don't want to go too deep into that bullpen today. You'll be saving some arms for tomorrow, so sometimes pitchers have to bite the bullet, just do what they can do to get themselves out of an inning, and certainly this was what's happening here with Braden Carmichael.
Jake Palmer. Palmer walked, scored a run, and grounded out to the second baseman, Nicholas.
And from a pitching standpoint, when you know you have great command like Carmichael does, you got a team that's starting to get hot like the Bruins have. Now you just tell yourself you've got to make better pitches in the zone. Start to work that breaking ball in more. Now looked like he had given up a number of hits off the fastball. Sometimes you just catch too much of the plate. When offense gets hot, you got to either pitch in off the plate, straighten hitters up, maybe open up the outside part of the strike zone, but you have to start thinking about making hitters uncomfortable.
If you're Max Radchick over there in the first base dugout, you've been sitting a while. You want to get back out there, though. Right to the first baseman, Robertson. The run will score as he takes it to the bag himself. Even with the infield in, and it's right to an infielder, it wasn't hit hard enough for there to be a play at the plate. And UCLA scores another run.
Yeah, Barris with a nice jump at third base and able to score pretty easily. Robertson fielding it cleanly, but the ball was bouncing high enough where Barris could get home. And now Skip Johnson out of the Sooner dugout. This could be it for Carmichael.
Yeah, he had, I believe, Carson Atwood. Yep, it was. It's Carson Atwood, sophomore right-hander. He'll be the new pitcher, and we'll be back to finish the bottom of the third.
It's all you.
No, I insist.
It's your turn.
Nope, I think it's your turn.
I appreciate you so much. Thank you so much. Go.
I appreciate your appreciation. It fills me.
Safe drivers save money with Farmers.
Just for driving safely?
It's a Farmers policy perk. Get Farmers and you can get a safe driver discount simply for having a clean driving record for 3 years.
Come on. After you.
After you. Safety first.
Get a whole lot of something with Farmers policy perks.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Nerds.
Hey, we got to get you geared up, Superfan.
Game on. Let's compare here to there. Compare credit cards to find one that earns you cash back on jerseys that fuel the fandom. Compare and find a financial advisor so you can spend less time watching your investments and more time investing in your team.
Hit me.
Compare your way there. Find the smartest financial products for you on NerdWallet.
As a small business owner, your bottom line is always top of mind. So start saving with Comcast Business Mobile. Flexible data plans mean you can get unlimited data or pay by the gig, all on the most reliable 5G network, with no line activation fees or term contracts, saving you up to $500 a year. So boost your bottom line by switching today.
Get the new Samsung Galaxy S22 series on Comcast Business Mobile. And for a limited time, save up to $750 on a new Samsung device with eligible trade-in.
Right-hander sophomore from Ardmore, Oklahoma is Carson Atwood. He's been summoned by Skip Johnson and the Oklahoma Sooners to finish this bottom of the third as UCLA scoring 6 runs in the first and 5 here in the third. And for the second time today, in the second time in 3 innings, they've sent 9 men to the plate. Cody Schreier, freshman shortstop, stands in, and that's who Atwood will face first. Line to left. Pettis on the run. Can't make the diving catch. It's going to go to the wall. It'll be an RBI double for Schreier, and UCLA leading 12-0. Pettis has made a couple of diving attempts, coming up empty on both in this inning.
Man, he has had a rough inning and just keeps throwing his body out there. And as a pitching staff, you tip your cap to him and say, man, what an effort. Out in left field by Kendall Pettis. This one just beyond the reach of his glove off the bat of Cody Schreier.
Now, Pettis,
a backhanded dive.
Pettis took a flyer on that one. He came up empty.
Yeah, all-out effort trying to, even in a 10-run game, keeping that 11th, 12th run off the board. Pettis diving all over the field today and just coming up short. But how about Cody Schreier staying hot in that 3-hole for the Bruins?
Reyes, who started this inning, grounds out to end the inning. And that will put an end for the Oklahoma Sooners' misery in this bottom of the third.
In the last year, there was a victim of identity theft every 3 seconds. Could it happen to you?
Somebody used my identification, and they had actually purchased the car and drove it off the lot. I didn't know what to do, but thankfully I had LifeLock.
LifeLock alerts you to identity threats, and if there's a problem, we work to fix it.
LifeLock provides the type of protection I need.
Help protect what's yours with LifeLock Identity Theft Protection. Call right now.
Step up to the plate and join the official kids club of the Houston Astros, presented by HEB. Children 12 and under will receive 4 tickets to a select Astros game, a jersey, drawstring bag, a hat, and lanyard, as well as the opportunity to be selected for exclusive events during the year. All for only $30. You can become a Buddies member today by visiting astros.com/buddies.
6 remarkable kids have teamed up at participating universities for the Shriners Children's College Classic Team Fundraising Challenge. All weekend long, teams will compete to see which fan base can raise the most money in support of Shriners Children's. Go online to collegeclassic.org to donate in honor of your favorite team today.
Well, that is where OU is winning. We saw last night they were in the lead in the Team Fundraising Challenge. So a big thank you to the Oklahoma fans who have made donations to the Shriners Classic already.
Horacek, the right-hander, against Robertson. This one's skied into right. This one's a little bit easier for Vons, and instead of that play that he made to end the first off of Crooks, it's one away.
Well, no, it's easy to overlook a defensive play like that when you've got a 12-run lead, but that, I think, really served as kind of a spark. John Vaughn selling out up against that right field wall off the bat of Jimmy Crooks. He doesn't make that catch. The Sooners have a 1-run lead, and Crooks in scoring position. kind of changed just the look of that first inning.
Treadway. So Ratchick now with the 12-run lead, but there's still no different approach. You still want to have that, I'm going to throw strikes, I'm going to keep my game. Don't do anything different.
Yeah, that's where the pitcher has to really challenge himself to stay locked in, and the breaking ball almost gets away. And
after a big, long inning, did you want to, I mean, did you want big, long innings, or when you were in that groove, did you want to get right back out there,
keep
right?
it going, yeah. Yeah, there is something to the art of pitching in terms of rhythm. And once you're locked in, you want that game to have good pace. You don't want to go in and have a 40-minute sit down and get cooled off. Now, we say cooled off. It's not the weather issue. It's just the arm cooling down. And so there is a lot to be said for that. And sometimes you tell your hitters, guys, I know you want to keep hitting, but let's keep this game going here.
That'll fall into right field. It gets past Vaughns, and going into second base is Treadway. And they're going to rule that a double.
Yeah, it's a play where you've got the 12-run lead in the outfield. You really just want to keep that ball in front. And John Vaughns really had no play on that ball slicing into right field off the bat of Treadway. And that's where you really want to pull up and just keep that ball in front, keep him at first base. But really first defensive mistake we've seen from UCLA.
Jimmy Crooks. And I know there's still a long way to go. You're only in the top of the fourth. But with the run rule in effect, you want to start putting some runs on the board.
Yeah, if you're Oklahoma, you want this game to go beyond the seventh. When you start chipping away here, and good opportunity for Jimmy Crooks in the middle of the Sooner lineup.
Radjic. Last year, full-time closer, getting to the starting rotation this year. He earned a spot on the Golden Spikes preseason watch list coming into this year. There's been only one other player to win that award, played at UCLA. And I'll give you one guess.
Yeah, let's see, Cole, what's his name? Cole?
Actually, Trevor Bauer.
Trevor Bauer.
His teammate.
I was thinking Cole Garrett, maybe. Yeah.
Now, speaking of Garrett Cole, as the 3-0 is about to be delivered to Crooks. In for a strike.
Yeah, Garrett Cole, should I say, but
Ratchick.
Trevor Bauer, yeah.
Ratchick went to, his high school is Orange Lutheran. That's the same high school as Garrett Cole.
There you go. Well, pretty good legacy, right?
And a guy that used to compete against, I don't know if you played with him, I don't think you did, but a high school coach over there at Orange Lutheran, Mark Langston.
Ah, nice. Former Angel pitcher.
Ball 4, Crooks. Yeah, Langston has got the distinction of being traded from Seattle to Montreal for Randy Johnson.
Ah, there you go. See, you are the baseball encyclopedia, man, I'm telling you.
Treadway at second, Crooks over at first. Oklahoma trying to do what coaches always talk about is compete and culture. And Skip Johnson's got that culture working and a lot of competitors on that field.
Yeah, there's no doubt. And those are the types of guys that Skip and his staff like to recruit.
Evens the count at 2-2 to Nicholas, and these are some good at-bats here in this top of the fourth. If anything else, getting Radchik to throw some pitches.
That's it, really first time Radchik has had any issues at all. Gives up the double to Treadway, which could have been a single, but then the walk to Crooks, and now this is the opportunity that OU has really been looking to execute in. You get runners in scoring position. We talked about the 13 base runners left on base yesterday. And you got to quickly flush that if you're in an offensive lineup and not let that get into your head. Like, you know, start allowing that pressure to build. Like, I've got to come through now with runners on base.
Line to right, and that's going to fall. And the game's first run for Oklahoma will happen. The throw to second, and it goes off of Schreier's glove. And over at second base, Nicholas is down a little bit.
Boy, tough collision with Nicholas and Cody Schreier, the Bruins shortstop. Schreier was coming up to make a catch on that strong throw by John Vons in right field. It looked like there could have been a play at second base, and those two collided. Looks like Nicholas took the brunt of that with the grabbing his left shoulder.
So Oklahoma on the board, 12-1 on the RBI by Nicholas. Let's take a look at this again. Vaughn's throw. Schreier's.
Oh, caught the leg. Yeah, that full brunt on that left shoulder.
Well, Radchik giving up his first run of the ball game. And, you know, it seems like, and here's the play again, seems like in innings that happen, big innings, it harmlessly happens, starts with an error or a walk. When UCLA scored their runs, they had 3 walks in that first inning. Here, with 1 out, Crooks with the walk and extends the inning. He keeps the inning going.
That's right. And now a visit from John Savage here to have a discussion with his starting pitcher, Max Radchik, who's been incredible up to this point. But the Sooners put together a little rally of their own, and you're exactly right, Gerald. It doesn't take much for things to quickly turn, and this is what the Sooners have been looking for, an opportunity to get back at least on the scoreboard and try to chip away at this 12-run lead. They've done just that.
Nicholas seems to be okay. Probably a little sore, but
yeah, I'm just glad that he didn't dive into the knee of Schreier. That could have been even more hurtful for the Bruins shortstop. That sure was a big collision at second base. Good to see both players up and staying in this one.
Runners at second and third for Oklahoma. Cade Horton. What do you think that John Savage told Radchik there?
I think it's just a reminder, you know, stay with your stuff here. Don't feel like you just got to throw fastballs and just try to throw strikes. You got to continue pitching your game. Work your pitches, work both sides of the plate.
Horton, and that'll fall for a hit. That'll get another run home. 2 in the top of the fourth for Oklahoma. It's 12-2 Bruins.
Great job by Cade Horton staying back on that breaking pitch. Just a great approach. That middle to opposite field approach with Radchik, and gets the breaking ball, starts down the middle and just kind of hangs up a bit. Horton stayed behind the baseball nicely, picks up the RBI, and now the Sooners back to within 10.
Well, they said that they're doing what we said that they needed to do in this inning.
That's right. Yeah, chip away, start to build some confidence, and like we just witnessed with UCLA, having a couple of big innings early in this game, the hitting becomes contagious, and that's what the Sooners are hoping for here. Let's string together 3 or 4 runs this inning, possibly more. Looks like that's going to be it for Rajic.
Yeah, John Savage is going to the bullpen. We'll come back as Oklahoma continues in the top of the 4th.
Hey, I get it. Commitment can be scary, but not when you're saving up to 15% with Subscribe and Save at Amazon. You get free repeat delivery on your favorite items. And if things don't work out, you can always cancel. Seriously, no one would judge you if you call it off. Okay.
Learn all the ways to save with Amazon.
Was I dreaming?
No, you're in California.
Welcome to Wendy's. May I take your breakfast order?
The only thing Reggie Miller loves as much as Wendy's breakfast is March Madness. So he's watching the entire tournament here in his recliner.
Not gonna lie, it's madness. I got you.
You don't work here. Breakfast Baconator for 5-time All-Star player Reggie Miller.
Hall of Famer.
He didn't know that breakfast was half off in the app, so I schooled him.
I'm coming back here every March. Every single... Yes, Tyler!
Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's. Get half off the official breakfast of March Madness when you order in the Wendy's app.
The 2022 season is right around the corner. Secure your spot to watch the Astros with a partial plan. Whether you want to see every series or be at the ballpark every weekend, there's a perfect plan for you. Visit astros.com/ticket prices to learn more. On the mound is Ethan Flanagan, the freshman left-hander. Flanagan coming on in relief of Max Rajic. Rajic, who was in control for the first 3 innings, and then that long bottom of the 3rd, which the Bruins scored 6 runs. Then he goes out there in the top of the 4th, 1-out double, a walk, another double, a single, and it's now Flanagan who has been summoned out of the bullpen for John Savage and the UCLA Bruins.
Yeah, Flanagan, a power-armed left-hander that John Savage is super excited about. He just has an unlimited ceiling. Making his 4th appearance of the season. 9 2/3 innings. Only good at 5 hits, 1 earned run, 16 strikeouts against 2 walks. A spectacular start to his collegiate career.
Arduino, Sebastian Arduino, comes up with the runners on the corners for Oklahoma. 1 away. Oklahoma feels like they're not done yet in this inning. Flanagan, there's a bunt. This could be trouble. Flanagan has got his man, but they get another run. Sack, bunt, Arduino, the RBI, and coming home from 3rd, Nicholas. It's 12-3, UCLA.
Now, Arduino was not trying for a sacrifice there, Gerald. I think he was really trying for a base hit, but did not quite get the ball down the line. Good enough for the RBI. But it will go down as a sack bunt. It also moves Horton from 1st to 2nd.
Brett Squires, DH, number 8 hitter in the lineup, and the 7th man to bat in this inning for Oklahoma. As Flanagan. Runner at second base. That's Horton.
Flanagan's fastball will, you'll see low 90s, can touch 94 at times. Slider changeup. First pitch slider to Squires. He fouls it off, and now the field is clear.
Squires from Grapevine. junior. Flanagan delivers. Paints the outer half of the plate. Squires, a honorable mention, all Big 12. Had 6 home runs last year. Looking for his first home run this season. 0-2 with 2 outs, Flanagan. Lefty versus lefty here. That's never a comfortable situation for a left-handed batter. Unless your name is Wade Boggs or Tony Gwynn.
Yeah, that's
or
exactly
Ted Williams.
right. There's a few guys I faced that they look pretty comfortable against me. No, you're right. It's just seeing the left-handed breaking pitches that you don't often see. And you've got a guy like Flanagan throwing that 84-mile-an-hour slider.
Well, you try to hang in there as a left-handed batter.
No doubt. No doubt.
Some guys, they just see left-handers better. Some guys see right-handers better. It just depends. Arm angle, obviously, a lot to do with it, too. The 1-2 with 2 outs. Flanagan, freshman.
Yeah, definitely one of these pitchers that John Savage talks about in terms of future of seeing him in a weekend rotation spot at some point.
Tall and lanky, 6'3", under 200 pounds. And he challenges him and gets him swinging. Squires is gone, but Oklahoma on the board with 3 runs. Middle of the 4th.
Why pay over $100 a month for TV when you can get AT&T Sportsnet with Fubo TV? Get the channels you want with the teams you love for the price that others can't beat. Watch AT&T Sportsnet with Fubo TV. Try free.
If I could be you and you could be me for just 1 hour, if we could find a way to get inside each other's minds, if you could see you through my eyes instead of your ego, I believe you'd be surprised to see that you've been blind. Walk a mile in my shoes. Walk a mile in my shoes. Yeah, before you abuse, criticize and accuse. Walk a mile in my shoes. Walk a mile in my shoes. Well, before you abuse, criticize and accuse. Walk a mile in my shoes.
Each week, he takes you around the world for unlimited access to legends.
You have done your research.
And future legends.
You are the first person I showed this.
In depth with Graham Bensinger.
New pitcher for Oklahoma, Keegan Allen, freshman right-hander. 5'11", 185-pounder from Rogers, Arkansas. So Allen becomes another pitcher for Skip Johnson and the Sooners, trying to keep it right where it is and give their team another chance to bat in the next half inning. But bottom of the 4th inning, UCLA wants to get those runs back.
Well, Allen, first appearance of the season. How about that, Gerald? You get to come into Minute Maid Park, make your first collegiate appearance in a big league ballpark. Keegan Allen will have a chance here. Try to keep UCLA's offense off the board. That has been the biggest challenge so far for Oklahoma. David Sandlin, Braden Carmichael, Carson Atwood having a time of it. And UCLA building a 12-3 lead here, bottom of the 4th.
That's always a good story. Yeah, my first collegiate appearance was in a major league ballpark. Gorson taking ball 1. Went to Bentonville High School. Was rated the #2 overall prospect in Arkansas.
Pretty good idea that these players know each other.
High fly, center field, and at the track, Treadway. I got it all the way.
Now, Gorson pulled a jolt into that one. That ball carries to the warning track in center field, just the deepest part of the ballpark at 409. Probably hit that ball about 400 feet. Gave it a ride.
Michael Curiali. Fourth pitcher for Oklahoma is Allen. Follows Sandlin, Carmichael, and Atwood.
Well, for Allen, the fastball will be in low 90s. Curveball changeup.
Pretty good athlete.
Good breaking ball.
And you like to see this with ball players, but you like to see them play multiple sports. Athletes. He was in high school a track star. He also played basketball as well as baseball.
Yeah. Yeah, the multi-sport thing's kind of going away, right? So you see more athletes focusing in early on, and we've got a number of players we've seen in this tournament that either come out of the high school ranks playing multi-sport, or even today a guy like John Vaughn's out in right field for the Bruins, plays football for the Bruin football team. So it's great to see athletes be able to handle that. The challenge is you get into college, and it's just so difficult. Keep up with your studies at the same time playing both sports. You know, spring football will come into play here for Vaughn's, and at some point, you know, coaches kind of demand, hey, you got to pick something, right? Pick one. But you're seeing that more and more even with high school athletes.
Yeah, and like you said, they start them early. I mean, they say, no, you got to pick one sport, and they're not even in high school yet.
That's exactly right. And I think that's a disservice to youth players. And I learned a ton playing football all the way through high school.
Horton's got a good arm, and he gets Curiali. As Allen has retired the first two men he has faced in this bottom of the fourth inning.
And there's that bullet arm from Horton.
You talked about Horton making a couple of plays yesterday, and you see that good arm right there, the third base spot.
Yeah, you talk about you know, seeing him throw the ball across the diamond. You say, well, his arm is healed. It feels great. If you ask him, he feels like he could probably pitch today, but as Skip Johnson is really known for in the development side of things, is you want him to work up, you know, the pitches. Is, you know, throwing off the mound is different from throwing at a position. And to be able to have the wear and tear in your arm, just kind of build that arm strength up, and just being really careful coming off of surgery. And Skip understands that process. That got him.
Yeah. Vaughn's is going to go over to first base, hit by pitch, and again hit by pitch. Second time that the Sooner has plunked a Bruin.
Yeah, mostly breaking pitches. That ball just clips the back leg of Vaughn's. So I'm trying to jump out of the way there, just off the shin. That'll be a shin burner.
There's Carson Yates looking to continue his hot tournament. Grand slam, double. 5 RBIs in the game.
Well, nobody has figured out how to get this guy out yet. So
it's John Savage's best kept secret.
See if Keegan Allen can figure it out. Yeah.
Of course, he keeps hitting like this. It's not going to be a secret much longer.
No, the secret's out of the bag. It's no longer a secret. You get that kind of production, and you're going to get accused of all kinds of things if the coach doesn't put you back in that lineup.
Yeah, coming into this tournament, he had no RBIs, and now 6 RBIs in a game plus.
Yep, Keegan Allen missing with those first 3 deliveries, but let's say for him, whether it's intentional or not, probably not a bad idea.
Well, he retired the first 2 hitters with ease, and then Vaughns was hit by a pitch. UCLA likes to run. Oklahoma likes to run too. They just haven't been able to. Not today, at least.
And that's always kind of the unwritten rule in baseball. You get that 8, 9, 10 run lead and kind of tend to play things station to station. You don't want guys, taking advantage of a score that's out of reach, at least at this point. If Oklahoma puts up a couple more runs, you might see UCLA open up the base run, trying to steal some more bags. But now Allen back into the count here with a couple of strikes. And Vaughns will get a head start at first base.
Barris is over on deck. So after falling behind, he's come back with 2 strikes. With 2 outs, Vaughns was on the move, and this one's fouled out of play.
And Allen came right after him with the fastball. He's able to get a piece of it.
Here's Allen's pitch. Orduno. He's under it, and that'll retire the side. Hit by pitch, they strand a runner, and we're through 4. UCLA leading 12-3.
Watch me. Watch me pirouette with style and grace. An open floor of inspiration. This is my place. 5 positions to start, leotard and tights. A story through movement, under music and lights. Straight and tall, they promised I'd stand. I'm a ballerina who twirls like the blades of a fan. Watch me. Innovative scoliosis treatment at Shriners Children's. The most amazing care anywhere.
Big moments. The best fans. Feel the excitement and don't miss a moment.
Astros 2022 season tickets are on sale now. Astros.com/season tickets.
Spring training is back in the Palm Beaches this spring. Experience Astros baseball, plus the best beaches, dining, and entertainment after the game. There's nothing better than Astros spring ball in sunny Florida. For tickets and more, visit astros.com/spring to book your trip. Plan your visit now to the spring training home of the Houston Astros, the Palm Beaches.
Coverage of the Shriners Children's College Classic is brought to you by Electronic Merchant Systems, payment processing solutions for all your business needs. Gerald Sanchez along with Pat Combs. We go to the 5th. Kendall Pettis leading it off. UCLA leading by 9. Ethan Flanagan, who came on in relief in the 4th of Max Ratchik. In there in the 5th, the left-hander delivers to Pettis. Pettis shows bunt, pulls it back. It's out of just on the outer half of the plate. Pettis loves hitting at Minute Maid Park. Back in the 2020 Shriners Children's College Classic, he hit a home run against, and then he hit a home run here yesterday. So his 2 career home runs have been in the Crawford boxes.
There you go. That's seeing the ball well here in Houston. We talked about the Astros maybe taking a better look at him if he does so well in this park.
The home run was against Missouri. Missouri played here in 2020. Also, Pettis played in the California Collegiate League last summer. He's got several leagues all over the nation, and some of them, a lot of the guys playing college ball will play in the summer as well.
Yeah, the California Collegiate League is really solid summer league. My son played out there and had a great time at Palm Springs.
Palmer making the play on the line drive of Kendall Pettis.
And that ball had extra bases written all over it. Pettis stayed back on that fastball nice and barrels it up and right to Jake Palmer. Palmer a couple of steps to his left and snags it.
It's a frustrating thing as a hitter. You know that you got good wood. Not in this case. They use the alternate bats, but when they get a good stick on it and they line it right to a fielder, it makes you like, so close.
Yeah, hitting is so difficult to begin with, and then hit those atom balls. It doesn't make you feel any better, but
right there.
All slicing away from Palmer. Yeah, well played. Could have been a triple.
Yeah, especially with Pettis' speed. Yeah. Peyton Graham. Sophomore Graham. He's 0 for 2, a couple of strikeouts.
The highly heralded Peyton Graham should be a high-round draft pick in this June draft. Certainly put himself in a great position. Good start to the season. Came in batting .324 today. Leads the Sooners in hits.
That's a base hit. Right on cue, Pat. Into right field.
Every once in a while you get one right. Well, just a great athlete all around. You see the lanky build. You talk about the projectability of a player maybe a couple of years out once he starts to put on some muscle, but he's got good power even with that build. Can run really well and great defensive shortstop.
Robertson, first baseman. These two schools, as that ball gets away from the catcher, Barris, going into second base is Graham. We'll let a pass ball. These two schools previously in baseball have played against each other 15 times. Oklahoma holding a all-time series lead 8-7. That ball, maybe Barris was looking for something else.
I think it was a four-seam fastball, just kind of a little bit of a cut to it. You've seen a number of sinking fastballs from Flanagan.
Grounded over to Gorson at second. Second out. Advancing to third is Graham.
We've talked about the Sooners just chipping away at this lead, and Treadway can come through. Going to score Graham from third base. There'll be a couple of successive innings that have been successful for the Sooner offense.
You know, Oklahoma, and we've talked about this briefly in the open, but they have played already now 8 games in a major league ballpark. Very beginning of the season. And they played some good competition that first weekend with Arizona and Michigan.
Sure have, yeah.
And then, of course, Northwestern State. They weren't originally scheduled for Northwestern State last weekend up at Globe Life Field in Arlington, but because of the weather in Oklahoma and Norman, they decided to come down and play in a controlled environment. And everywhere in Texas, it was really cold.
Oh, man. Yeah, you got to get these early season games in for multiple reasons, but you know, especially as you're trying to figure out lineups and bullpen situation, even in the Sooners case, who's going to be your weekend starters and your midweek starters. So it's a lot of question marks still for this Sooner baseball team, and they definitely wanted to play over the weekend, not lose those games.
Flanagan challenging Treadway right there, getting ahead in the count 1-2. Meanwhile, UCLA has played in Southern California all of their ball games, and they're finally going away, and they come to a nice environment here.
Yeah, rough life, right?
Yeah.
Well, I think for the Sooners too, we were kind of joking, like you know, going back to their home ballpark in Norman, that may be a letdown after playing these big league ballparks for the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, they have played one game over there. It was against Wichita State. It was a midweek game, and it was cold then, so that's why they decided to play at Globe Life Field. 2-2 with 2 outs. And we'll do it again. Treadway fouling that pitch off.
Well, Treadway starting to pick it up at the plate. You kind of see him starting to get locked in as well, staying back on that tough breaking ball from Flanagan. Picked up a couple of hits yesterday late in the game and swinging the bat well. Much better than when he came into this tournament.
Hey, we got a good one coming up here with Baylor and Tennessee. And then, of course, the nightcap tonight. Full count. Nightcap tonight. Texas and LSU. I think there's going to be a few people in the building.
That'll be electric. Yeah, it's going to be a different atmosphere for sure. That's, Jerry Gant told us earlier that they've opened up yet another section here at Minute Maid. So, you know, you can see 25,000 fans here for college baseball.
With 2 outs, the full count pitch. Treadway is battling up there.
He has fouled off a couple of tough pitches from Ethan Flanagan. He's keeping this at-bat alive. And
locked in right there. Flanagan. 3-2. Got him. Got him. Going after the pitch on the outer half of the plate. Strikeout. Keeping Oklahoma off the scoreboard in the top of the 5th. Still a 9-run lead for UCLA.
Want more NBA action? Jump into League Pass and stream live games anywhere. Stream more dunks, more buzzer beaters, and more moments all season long on any device. Subscribe today for a new low price.
It's my pleasure to introduce Brendan, the Shriner patient, and car racer, wrestler.
Yep.
What else?
That's about it.
Extraordinaire.
July 3rd of 2008, and it was just a normal day for us. Me, my brother, and little sister were out riding on a lawnmower, and my sister fell off the front side, and I grabbed her and picked her back up and put my foot down at the same time, and it actually amputated my foot off there. Shriners have helped me to where I've had almost a new leg every 6 to 7 months, just depending on how I grew that year. My first question in the hospital to my doctor was, when can I race again? The Shriners, they helped me, you know, they got me a leg built, and that made a big difference. It made me to where I could drive more normal.
How he persevered through the things and the trauma through his life. It shows you what Shriner's about all the things that they do to help young kids.
You know, the Shriners, they give you hope, make you feel like everything's gonna be all right, and that's what we need more in this world.
Join the Astros Buddies Club, presented by HEB today. For $30, Buddies members will receive a Astros Buddies jersey, cap, drawstring bag, lanyard, plus vouchers for tickets to an upcoming Astros game. Visit astros.com/buddies to become a member today. I heard you were an Astro buddy.
Yeah, you were too, weren't you?
No, I wasn't. No, I was die hard, but never was an Astro buddy. But I understand you were, and your guy was Roger Metzger.
Roger Metzger was my first, and then I switched over to J.R. Richard and eventually Lois Ryan. But yeah, it's, you know, you grew up in Houston, and of course being an Astros fan all my life, and yep, it was fun. You had a chance to go down on the field at some point and meet those players. I never did get to do that, but that was a great program back in the day.
And speaking of growing up in the Houston area, the new pitcher for Oklahoma, Aaron Calhoun. He down in the League City Friendswood area. Played his high school ball for Clear Brook. And he is the new pitcher for Oklahoma, as UCLA leading. Not a lot of mound action for Calhoun in his freshman season. He's in there now. And he'll face the catcher, Tommy Barris.
I know, one of those young arms that Skip Johnson is really excited about. Now, don't let his size fool you. Only at 5'10", maybe 165 pounds soaking wet, but Calhoun's got a quick arm, and he sits low 90s with the fastball.
One of the things that, seeing him in his high school career, he's definitely a competitor. Not the biggest guy out there on the mound, but he's a strike thrower, and he's a tough one. You know, his high school coach, Gene Flores, pitched in the very first Astros tournament for the college back in 2001 at the University of Houston.
How about that?
And he told me, Flores said that when I went there on the mound at Minute Maid, it was the first time I ever pitched in college. It was my first college appearance. My legs felt like jello.
There you go.
So now here's his former player now pitching.
Yeah, it's an exciting, adrenaline-filled moment. And it really is. Especially if you feel like Aaron Calhoun maybe came here as a young player growing up, watching the Astros and attended many games here in this stadium. Now a chance to be on this rubber pitching in front of your friends and family, and it's exactly what can happen. You get caught up in that moment, and you just kind of lose some of those senses in your body, right? Jello legs. And
when we talk about the game speeding up when you're down on the field, people say baseball is a slow game. I don't understand that at all, because the game is so fast when you're down there. As this one's hit to Robertson, the first baseman. One up and one down in the bottom of the fifth for UCLA. But we talked about it yesterday. When you breathe, you slow things down a little bit because the game moves so fast when you're on the field.
Yeah, those are folks that say those things that never faced a 90-mile-an-hour fastball. That game is not slow at all. It's a very reactionary type game, and we talk about the repetitiveness of baseball. That's why this game is so difficult. You ask these hitters, they're taking 50 balls off a tee a day. They're taking multiple hours of batting practice each week, just to hone their skill. And it's just a ton of work, ton of repetition, and there's nothing slow about it.
Oyama flying out to Pettis. Some quick outs. Calhoun looking pretty good. Calhoun is pitcher number 5 for Skip Johnson and the Oklahoma Sooners. It was hard to believe that this tournament started in 2001. As this one's hit center field, and it's going to be caught by Nicholas. Come back and talk about more of the history of this tournament when we come back. But 1, 2, 3 for Aaron Calhoun, and UCLA retired in order.
Why pay over $100 a month for TV when you can get AT&T Sportsnet with Fubo TV? Get the channels you want with the teams you love for the price that others can't beat. Watch AT&T Sportsnet with Fubo TV. Try free.
Hello?
Hey, Maya. How you doing? Come on in.
Officially hoop season on AT&T Sportsnet. So let's ball, baby.
Oh, look at that! Look at that, Kevin Porter Jr.
Because this is our season, and it's always game time on AT&T Sportsnet.
UCLA taking control of this one early with 6 runs in the first and then 6 runs in the bottom of the third as we move along now to the top of the 6th. Oklahoma going to take their hacks against left-hander Ethan Flanagan. And Pat, getting back to what our thought was before we went to break about the tournament here. There's just been some tremendous teams over the years, a lot of future major leaguers that have played in this tournament. In fact, Trevor Bauer and Garrett Cole played when they were at UCLA the one time that UCLA played here in 2009.
Yeah, I think it's a tremendous history. And, you know, we talk about the ability for college teams to come and, of course, have great competition against each other. And some of these teams is no doubt we're going to see a few, maybe 4 up to 5 teams in this tournament that'll make it to the postseason. And it really is exciting for the players. You get to come to a big league stage and compete. But it's also great for the fans because you will see some future big leaguers come out of this tournament. and multiple guys that will play at the next level that'll give themselves a chance. So it's great, and all doing it for a great cause here for Shriners Children's.
Jimmy Crooks cuts on and miss, and you said it right there. When about 7 years ago they did the rebrand of the tournament with adding the Shriners Children's name to this tournament, and it's amazing. And you're right. Crooks is 0 for 1. Flanagan. This one is hit up the middle. Leadoff single for catcher sophomore Jimmy Crooks. Hey, joining us in the booth now is Brendan, and welcome.
It's nice to meet you guys. Thanks for having me.
Good to see you, Brendan.
I know that you're familiar with these Sooners, aren't you?
Yes, sir. I'm from Oklahoma, so I'm a big fan. Big fan.
Yeah, so, and you were able to spend some time with the ball club, Skip Johnson, and your family able to be around the Sooners.
Yes, sir. Great people. They welcomed us with open arms and showed us around the campus, and it was a great time. Great time. Skip's great guy.
Nicholas at the plate.
Brendan, tell us how you got involved with the Sooners and Shriners to begin with.
So when I was 7, I was in a lawnmower accident, and I actually lost my right foot. And the Shriners came to us and have made my leg since I was 7 years old, and they invited us up to a game, and the Sooners welcomed me, obviously, with some open arms and showed me around, let me throw the ball for the first pitch. You know,
that's awesome. Cool. Yeah.
So I understand that you like things that go fast on wheels.
I do.
Right?
I race micros and midgets, and the Shriners sponsor me in the midget car, so we race the Chili Bowl, which is world's largest indoor race, and they helped us make some laps around there. We race full time around the year with some national tours, so it's pretty fun.
That's great. I saw a picture of the skin, the Shriner skin on your car. That looked pretty cool.
Yes, sir. This is the 2nd year with them, and we've had a couple different cars, and the designs this year was really cool. They put a pretty slick little design together.
That's great.
So you're from Shreveport, is that correct?
I'm actually from Sand Springs, Oklahoma,
okay.
But I travel to the Shreveport, Louisiana hospital. That's where I get my prosthetics made, and I've been doing that for the last 14 years at least.
Is Brendan. Looked pretty good right there.
Yes, sir. That was a good day. I was pretty happy that day. I've never been in one of the OU locker rooms before, so that was a pretty cool deal.
You're a Sooner fan for life.
I'm a Sooner fan for life. That's right.
Well, I was just getting ready to ask if you were a Sooner fan before then, or have you become one since?
No. So actually, you know, I'm a wrestler. I wrestled in high school and did a little bit in college, and so next year I'm actually going to think about trying to walk it on at OU and wrestling for OU. Yes, sir.
Oh, very nice. This one's skied on the infield. Shortstop Schreier will make the play. So how did you get into wrestling?
So Anthony Robles, actually, the year I started wrestling, just became the national champion. He had one leg. And so that was a big inspiration for me. And my wrestling coach stopped me in the hallway and asked me to try out. I actually placed at the first tournament I was in. It was the hardest tournament of the year. And so I just kind of stuck with it from there. Ended up becoming a state runner-up my junior year. And wrestled in college a little bit.
Oh, great story. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I also understand that OU has a pretty good aeronautics school. So if you like fast things, it might be an avenue for you.
That's right. So actually, the year before I went to college, OU actually had a racing team, and I was going to go there for that, and they shut the program down right before I went.
Sounds like a catalyst to get it back going.
That's right. We're going to try. We're going to see what we can do.
He's got a new pitcher now. Is Flanagan is going to exit stage right. We'll come back with the new pitcher, and we're in the top of the 6th inning.
No annual fee on any Discover card.
Oh, here it goes. Okay. Royal Caribbean.
This is Antonelli's Cheese Shop, and we're the Antonellis.
We chose our Spark Cash Plus card from Capital One because we earn unlimited 2% cash back on every purchase.
And with no preset spending limit, our purchasing power adapts to our business needs. What's in your wallet?
Weird. Come on. Great. You for real? So maybe just a cable?
We can help you.
Welcome to America's #1 battery destination. AutoZone, your battery solution.
He knows. He knows Chipotle's chicken is responsibly raised without antibiotics. And that Carlos here grills it fresh all day long. But you don't need to know all that to know that real food just tastes better. Chipotle, for real.
And tonight's winning number, 43.
Yes!
Quick, the quicker picker-upper. Bounty picks up messes quicker and is 2 times more absorbent so you can use less. Bounty, the quicker picker-upper.
Right-hander Thatcher Hurd is on the mound. Hurd, freshman, 6'4", 200-pounder. Manhattan Beach, California, and a lot has been said about Thatcher Hurd. And, well, if you look at the strikeout-to-walk ratio, it says it there for yourself. 25 strikeouts, 2 walks. He's a good one. He's young, but he's good.
No doubt. But 2 strikeouts per inning, and that good. But, yeah, he's really highly ranked, highly claimed, number 14 of all incoming freshmen. Actually recommitted from UC Santa Barbara to UCLA, but off to a tremendous collegiate start.
Visiting up here in the booth with Brendan, who was hosted by the Oklahoma baseball team, Skip Johnson. And, well, let's see, you like racing.
Yes, sir.
You are into wrestling.
Yes, sir.
And you're now a baseball fan. But before, you weren't, right?
That's right. That's
okay.
Right.
But you're also a football guy, and I understand that y'all have season tickets. Your family has season tickets
yes,
to the Sooners games?
Big fan. We make it to every game that we can. You know, our racing schedule kind of interferes with that, but we're at a lot of the games.
That's great. Now, we were talking here, Brandon, about you know, baseball being a slower game. Do you think it's a slow game?
It is. You know, we were here for that game last night, though. That was a long game and a great game.
Yeah. So it takes a while to play it out, but I made the comment, it's not that slow if you're up there in the batter's box and the pitcher's throwing like a 95-mile-an-hour fastball.
You're absolutely.
It gets fast, doesn't it?
It gets real quick. Blink of an eye.
Here's Cade Horton. So what did you take away from the day that you were with the Sooners and spending around the time with the program, and any guys individually that you'd like to mention?
Well, you know, Bennett, he was a great one, and then our number 20, Graham, he was a good one. They opened me with open arms, got me over to the bullpen, let me throw some balls with them, play some catch. They even signed a ball for me and autographed it and gave it to me, and them two actually gave me a ball and had me sign it, and they put it in their locker. So, you know, that was pretty cool to me.
There you go.
Well, you know, that you are an inspiration to all of us. You know, everything that you have gone through and how you've persevered, and you're up here just, you have such a gradient energy, and that's a blessing.
You know, I was taught as a young age, once you hit rock bottom, there's only one way you can go from there, and that's up. So, you know, you live life and you roll with the obstacles and just keep climbing.
Yeah, that's a great attitude, man, and that'll take you a long way in life, too, Brandon.
That's right. Yes, sir. You know, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the Shriners, so I thank them every day.
Arduino standing in. So college is next for you.
Yes, sir. I wrestled 1 year at Northwest Tech, and COVID kind of slowed us down, so we didn't get to wrestle a whole lot. I took the year off. And
COVID slowed everybody down.
It did. It did. I took the year off this year and focused on my racing, and got an opportunity to go back next year, so I'm going to go back next year.
Tremendous.
What do you want to major in?
So I was majoring in electrical engineering at Northwest Tech, but I think I'm going to I was thinking about aeronautics before he even said something earlier.
Well, I just kind of figured a guy who needs speed, you know, that's certainly doesn't get much faster than flying a jet or something, right?
That's absolutely right. You know, the aerodynamics is a big thing in racing. We're always looking at something to shave a little bit of a tenth off, so might help me in the long run.
First time to Houston?
No, so actually in 2015 I was up here for the Shriners Imperial announcement for Jerry Gant. I was invited up here for this.
Nice.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we had Jerry up here back in the third inning.
Okay, yes, he's a great guy, great guy.
So before you go, I want to make sure that you're an Astro fan. Is that right?
I am an Astro fan. I have seen the Astros play once. I have. I want to say it was 2 years ago, and it was a close game.
Brandon, thank you for coming up here.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys. It's an honor to be up here. It's an honor to meet you guys.
UCLA still with the lead as we come back.
Watch me pirouette with style and grace.
Watch me roam, discover, explore.
I feel pretty. I must be a star. They helped me come a long way. I'll show you how far. Watch me.
For 100 years, we've watched in awe as our commitment to transformative care continues to bring positive change to kids everywhere. Today, our brand is evolving too. Shriners Children's, the most amazing care anywhere.
Watch me. Here I stand on my own 2 feet. Jump shot intact, here to compete. Skilled hands were there to mend the bone. From loving halls that brought me home. My world stopped with a drive through the lane. Now give me the ball. You'll remember my name. Watch me. Orthopedic excellence at Shriners Children's. The most amazing care anywhere.
With Home Chef, you're home free when you're craving a home-cooked meal. Our oven-ready meal kits are easy to make and even easier to love. When it comes to making dinner, fill in the blanks with Home Chef. Delicious? Meet simple. Get $90 off when you sign up at homechef.com.
The Shriners Children's College Classic is a tradition that unites athletic excellence and the most amazing care anywhere. Shriners Children's is dedicated to improving the lives of children with orthopedic conditions, burns, spinal cord injuries, and cleft lip and palate. All care is provided regardless of a family's ability to pay. To learn more, visit shrinerschildrens.org today. Aaron Calhoun in his second inning of relief for the Oklahoma Sooners. There's a drive off of the bat of Schreier, and it is going to be a home run. Long gone to left field off the bat of Cody Schreier, who's had a good tournament in these first 2 games. Against Baylor, a couple of hits, and today, a couple of hits and a couple of RBIs.
The pop of Cody Schreier, and we talked about earlier in this game about how excited John Savage is for his young shortstop, a true freshman, part of that #1 recruiting class for the Bruins.
That pitch
he put a charge into that one.
That was just right there in his wheelhouse. As great Joe Garagiola would say, a room service pitch.
A room service pitch for sure. That ball got out quick. Had some height to it as well, but that's just the first pitch swinging, sitting, obviously dead red fastball, and Calhoun served it up, and Schreier deposited it.
Dalen Reyes, who came on as a pinch hitter, stayed in the ball game, and he's 1 for 2.
You know, Gerald Schreier, part of that class of freshmen. 4 of the top 18 of freshmen in the country now come to wear the blue and gold this spring, and 9 of the 16 freshmen ranked in the top 250 in the country. This is that team where you look at the future down the road, but even today, now you've got a couple of these true freshmen stepping into this Bruin lineup that are making an impact, and certainly Cody Schreier, one of those.
Reyes a walk. Now Calhoun can't let that long ball get to him. He's got to stay focused and throw strikes. He had a 1-2-3 fifth, and Skip Johnson is going to go to the bullpen.
It's become one of those games now as you get into the 6th inning here that Skip Johnson certainly wanted to save some arms for tomorrow, but also, you know, giving some of these freshman arms that we've seen come out of the bullpen, quality arms for the Sooners, but also as you thinking about developing pitchers, you don't want to bust that confidence. You want to keep building it up.
UCLA, a 10-run lead and looking for more in the bottom of the 6th.
It's all you.
No, I insist.
It's your turn.
Nope, I think it's your turn.
I appreciate you so much. Thank you so much. Go.
I appreciate your appreciation. It fills me.
Safe drivers save money with Farmers.
Just for driving safely?
It's a Farmers policy perk. Get Farmers and you can get a safe driver discount simply for having a clean driving record for 3 years.
Come on. After you.
After you. Safety first.
Get a whole lot of something with Farmers policy perks.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Totally. It's an adventure. And all you have to keep an eye on them. You gotta let them explore and figure things out for themselves.
So hurry up.
I'm not gonna stay this way forever.
Kick off your California vacation at visitcalifornia.com.
Let's take a look back at yesterday's action at the Shriners Children's College Classic. Our Friday's games presented by Perfect Game. And start off with a great pitcher's duel with Baylor and UCLA. Baylor winning and Tyler Thomas outstanding, double digits in strikeouts. Then, how about a first time to hit a home run of the season? Jordan Thompson, a walk-off for LSU against Oklahoma. And then, of course, the nightcap, Texas flexing their muscle. Number 1 ranked team over Tennessee.
Yeah, I saw some great pitching yesterday. I think all 6 starters from day 1 were outstanding. And it really came down to the bullpens in each of those games. And we saw some one-run affairs. And Texas, obviously, in the nightcap against Tennessee, doing a great job both offensively and on the mound with Pete Hansen.
Yes, you have to score runs to win games. I understand that. But I've always felt that it always starts and ends with pitching and defense.
No doubt. I think that's when you make championship-type runs. That's what you typically see get to the College World Series. And teams that just know how to win, especially late in games. The back end of those bullpens becomes so important. And we've certainly seen that here at Minute Maid in this Shriners Classic.
Luke Flata is the new pitcher for Oklahoma, freshman. Taking over for Aaron Calhoun in this inning. Ethan Gorson, the runner at first base, already a run home for UCLA in the home run by Schreier.
Another instance where the Sooner pitcher gets to make his debut for the season, and here doing it on a big league mound. Luke Flata, 6'1", 180-pounder from Chesterfield, Missouri.
Flata trying to get on the same page as catcher Crooks. Gorson today has been busy. Couple of hits, couple of RBIs, 2 for 3. I know UCLA, they lost yesterday, only scored 1 run, but you got to be impressed with what we've seen so far in these first couple of games with the Bruins.
Well, I think today is a great testament of what John Savage is looking for. You know, you lose a tough game like they did yesterday and had a chance to win it late. They loaded the bases. Had Cody Schreier up in that 9th inning.
Ball gets away and going down to second base, Reyes.
Question is, how will your team respond? And we talked before the game that's the question mark coming in. You've got a young team, a lot of young players in the lineup. You really count on your senior leadership to kind of help bridge those gaps. And I think it's important when the young players don't see the veteran players, you know, get excited or start to doubt themselves. That typically feeds down through the lineup. And there was no panic coming into today, and certainly the offense lit it up from the first inning on.
I have a feeling, Pat, that come May and in June, we're going to be seeing these guys all playing postseason ball, all the participants that are playing here today.
They certainly are capable of it. You know, it's always, you get into the first part of the season, it's almost like the process of the first third of the season. You're still trying to figure out the parts. You get to the middle of the season when conference play starts, and certainly that's when the big boys rise to the top. And then you get to the postseason, and that's when you hope your team is hot at the end of the season as you're going into that postseason. So it really is 3 different parts of the season.
Gorson going after a pitch. There was some anxiousness right there.
Yeah, good fastball from Flanagan that just took off up and in. Really tied Gorson up.
Hey, I want to thank Brendan for coming on up. Shriners Children's ambassador. Ball gets away from the catcher Crooks and going to third base. Reyes has gone to third on a wild pitch. See if they rule this a pass ball.
Yeah, that's a tough play there. Crooks, again, looked like he got crossed up. Second time in the game it's happened here to him. It's tough with a young pitcher. You're out there kind of caught up in the moment, and we've talked about the excitement you have coming to the Minute Maid ballpark, and then Flanagan making his debut here.
They rolled a wild pitch, so a couple of wild pitches have put Reyes at third base.
Yeah, you can see just the reaction of Crooks kind of going down, and you feel like he was going to have to block that pitch, and that ball hits him right in the chest protector. Definitely a cross-up between he and his pitcher.
Curiali. He's got a count of 1-0.
Well, Jerry, we're also playing under the 10-run rule after 7. So if this lead should hold for UCLA, this could be it. Top of the 7th coming up for OU.
Now the infield is in for Oklahoma to have possibly a play at the plate. Reyes, the runner at third. Remember, at the time that UCLA jumped out to that 12-0 lead, we said that, well, now it's Oklahoma's turn to try to push it past the 7th inning, in which they scored the 3 runs in that 4th inning. But UCLA now putting pressure again on the Sooners.
Yeah, I think that's why you see the infield in. You might think it's a 10-run lead. Why are the Sooners doing this? And they definitely want to play some more baseball, and chance for Skip Johnson and his staff to see more arms.
The encouragement, Robertson clapping in his gloves, shouting to his pitcher, Flata, hey, come on.
Yeah, the stuff is there. You like the good arm side run on the fastball and the changeup we've seen from Flata so far, and that breaking ball missing wide.
A couple of walks in this inning.
It's like Skip likes to say and talk to his players. He tells his players all the time, look, you can have some of the greatest bullpen sessions in the world as a pitcher. You can have some of the greatest batting practice sessions as a hitter. But all that doesn't matter when you get out between the white lines. What happens? How do you execute when the game is going on?
Runners on the corners, Reyes and Curiali. Now it's Vaughns. I really like this young man, Vaughns.
There's a lot of power. Hit 5 home runs in the fall, and really just puts on a hitting show. And now the question mark for Vaughns is, will it translate to this next level? So far in the young season, he is putting on a show. Came in 3 for 7 on the season. Good for a .429 batting average. It's come down a little bit, but you get the sac fly back in the 3rd.
Ball came inside, almost hit Vaughns.
That's a lot of movement on that fastball from Flata. And now we're going to see another visit by Skip Johnson.
There is activity in the bullpen for the Sooners. Skip, who's, he's really had that culture there at Oklahoma. Got a new pitcher coming in. That's Ben Abram.
you.
No, I insist.
It's your turn.
Nope, I think it's your turn.
I appreciate you so much. Thank you so much. Go.
I appreciate your appreciation. It fills me.
Safe drivers save money with Farmers.
Just for driving safely?
It's a Farmers policy perk. Get Farmers and you can get a safe driver discount simply for having a clean driving record for 3 years.
Come on. After you.
After you. Safety first.
Get a whole lot of something with Farmers policy perks.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Nerds.
Hey, we got to get you geared up, Superfan.
Game on. Let's compare here to there. Compare credit cards to find one that earns you cash back on jerseys that fuel the fandom. Compare and find a financial advisor so you can spend less time watching your investments and more time investing in your team.
Hit me. Oh!
Compare your way there. Find the smartest financial products for you on NerdWallet.
As a small business owner, your bottom line is always top of mind. So start saving with Comcast Business Mobile. Flexible data plans mean you can get unlimited data or pay by the gig, all on the most reliable 5G network, with no line activation fees or term contracts, saving you up to $500 a year. So boost your bottom line by switching today.
Get the new Samsung Galaxy S22 series on Comcast Business Mobile. And for a limited time, save up to $750 on a new Samsung device with eligible trade-in.
Big Ben Abram, junior right-hander, 6'7", 243 pounds, from Georgetown, Ontario, north of the border. He was drafted by the Padres back in 2018 in the 37th round, elected to go to Oklahoma, and here he is. His team trailing 13-3.
How about the big Canadian out of the bullpen for the Oklahoma Sooners? And yeah, you get to be 6'7". It's a little tall for hockey, although we've seen a couple of hockey players that big, but certainly choosing baseball, and what an arm he has. Part of that leadership group here at Oklahoma, but he had 28 innings a year ago. And really, it's just become a matter of him being able to replicate mechanics and really focus in on the command of the strike zone, but he's got a lot in the tank.
He inherits a 2-0 count, and there's a swing and a miss. John Vons.
And there's more there. A 90-91 fastball and slider changeup curveball mix. Very projectable as a potential starter, but coming out of the pen today for the Sooners.
Big cut.
Hager making his third appearance. 2 2/3 under his belt so far.
Well, as a freshman, the majority of the games he pitched, he was a starter, and made one start in 2020. Of course, the season was shut down, but last year, all out of the bullpen. Abram, a 2-2 to Vons, and he fouls it, and Vons stays alive.
A couple of good fastballs away from Vons, able to get a piece of that. Sooner defense playing back up the middle. They're looking for 2.
And the 2-2. In right field. And it's going to land and go over the fence for a ground rule double.
And you saw the Sooner defense after 2 strikes. Sebastian Ordonez took a few steps towards the gap in right center. This ball hung up there for a long time off the bat of Vons, and you can see Ordonez trying to get to it, but just too much of a deficit there. Vons able to get the ground rule double.
Those fans behind the wall were excited. Now the infield comes in as UCLA extends their lead to 11 at 14-3. Not used to saying that on a baseball broadcast. Extends their lead to 11.
Right. Feels like a football score.
Carson Yates. So Reyes scores from third base, give him that extra run. Curiali at third and Bonds at second. Right to the shortstop, Graham. He'll look home, but he'll throw to first. RBI, number 7.
That ball was hit,
Carson Yates.
I think, hard enough by Yates. And Graham playing up on the grass just had to make that split-second decision. Does he go home or first? And a good jump by Curiali at third base. And he'll add another insurance run here for UCLA. But Graham gets the second out of the inning on the ground ball.
Tommy Barris. He's got a hit and 3 trips to the plate. On the corner, strike. So the run rule is definitely now in effect because Oklahoma trailing by 12, and they're going to have to generate 3 more runs to keep the game going.
That's right. I mean, it really comes down to this. That's why Oklahoma had their infield pulled up. They're trying to prevent any more damage here in the inning, but sure trying to keep this game going till the 9th. You always try to give yourself a chance once you extend the game, and so Sooners will have to do that on offense when they come up here in the top of the 7th. If they don't, that'll be the ball game.
Well, UCLA coming into this tournament, really good offense, 4 wins in a row. Then they were pretty much shut down. 1 run over the 9 innings yesterday, but they have exploded here this afternoon.
Yep, and a good shot of Skip Johnson. I know for Skip, really trying to still figure some things out with the pitching staff for sure. It's a pretty solid lineup when you look at Peyton Graham, you look at Treadway, Crooks. I mean, there's a lot of power in that Sooner lineup. I think as soon as they start to believe in terms of who their starting rotation is going to be, get some guys settled into some roles. Skip Johnson's had just so much success over the course of his coaching career. Of course, longtime pitching coach at the University of Texas under Augie Garrido. Now taking the reins here at Oklahoma for his 6th season. And they just had a really tough year in 2020. 20 was the season that they really were loaded up to make a deep run into the postseason. Oklahoma had a tremendous starting rotation of Cade Cavalli, Levi Prater, Dane Acker. That was a team that was really poised to go deep. And of course, COVID shut that year down. And since that time, it's been a bit of a struggle for the Sooners.
You mentioned Augie Garrido, and he was a coach at Texas when Skip Johnson was the pitching coach over there. It's fouled. And the effect that he had on Skip's career is so important. And he had little nuggets of wisdom that Skip had shared with us in conversations with him. And one of them was talking about building character. The game of baseball humbles you, and it helps build character.
Yeah, no doubt. In the late Augie Garrido, I mean, just obviously one of the legends of college baseball. And remember having some great conversations with Augie in the dugout there as we were doing a lot of Big 12 games at that time. And just an outstanding philosophy of life and baseball.
Abram gets Barris to swing and miss, and it ends the bottom of the 6th inning.
Want more NBA action? Jump into League Pass and stream live games anywhere. Stream more dunks, more buzzer beaters, and more moments all season long on any device. Subscribe today for a new low price.
Today we welcomed Brandon and his family to Jackie Robinson Stadium. It was just a great atmosphere really to welcome him.
Brandon, he's 10 years old, started getting elbow pain, and we got referred to a doctor at Shriners. 2 days before his appointment, he ended up fracturing his foot. We were able to get a referral for him to be seen for both things at the same time. We're currently in rehab for his elbow, and his foot is totally healed now. It was awesome that we were able to have a smooth transition through both of the injuries. Couldn't ask for anything better.
My name is Brandon, and I'm a patient at Shriners Pasadena. It was really fun because they gave me a tour, and then I got to interact with a lot of players. I love to play baseball. I've been playing since I was 3 years old. It's been really fun representing all the Shriners patients around the world and becoming a Bruin here.
A lot of kids, they get hurt and they don't really know what to do. They don't know who to listen to. And to have someone like Shriners in your corner is just unbelievable.
This is just a day where he can enjoy it, feel like himself a little bit more as a baseball player.
It's been a really fun day, the best day of maybe the year.
1, 2, 3, Bruins! Woo!
Thatcher Hurd looks to put Oklahoma with a goose egg in this 7th inning, and if he does, then it'll be UCLA with the win after just 6.5, and he's got 3 outs to go. Brett Squires, Kendall Pettis, and then back to the top of the order with Peyton Graham. And Squires just 0 for 1. Hurd's first pitch. Little number right to the third baseman, Curiali. 1 away. That looked like it got in on his kitchen a little bit.
Oh, man, just ate him up. Yeah, that was a knuckle shot. And just shows you the life on the fastball from Thatcher Hurd. Talked about the obscene statistics he's already put together.
It's like video game stats.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, you think about the 25 strikeouts, 2 walks in only 12 innings. Thatcher Hurd making a bid to be the Bruin closer. But you've seen back-to-back great arms by Ethan Flanagan. Came in relief of Max Rajic. Flanagan put together a couple of nice innings, and then now Thatcher Hurd to try to close it out here.
It's Diego Muniz who is pinch hitting for Kendall Pettis. Muniz, one of the team leaders.
I'm sure the thinking is here for John Savage and the Bruins, if you keep Hurd's pitch count down today, chances of him maybe possibly coming back tomorrow out of the pen as well could be open. There's 11 pitches into his outing. Just electric stuff from Hurd.
Looks like he's got really good mound presence.
I like the pace as well. Just gets up, toes it up, doesn't think too much, and lets it fly.
And that's a lot of it, isn't it, Pat? Is that you don't put too much in between the ears, you just let it fly.
And that's especially when you're locked in, you want to try to keep those thoughts from creeping in. Just rear back and let it go.
Because I think more so than any other sport, this game allows you to really think and have time for your thoughts. Man, and sometimes it can creep in there, and that's not a good thing.
That's always the challenge of baseball. Don't overthink. I had to remind myself that many times.
In for strike 3, and Muniz is gone for out number 2.
Just a nasty breaking ball.
We talked about the electric stuff of Thatcher Hurd.
Well, you talked about the mound presence, Gerald. That's exactly what you see. A guy that comes off the mound anxious to get the ball back, gets up back on the rubber and fires away. And that's what scouts love to see. That the body language a pitcher exudes it's a big part of how a hitter perceives a pitcher. It's a big part of how your team can rally behind and stay in the game, and you keep your infielders and outfielders on their toes, ready to make plays.
Pat, we would call them old gunslingers.
There you go.
Nolan Ryan, Roger Clemens, Kerry Wood. Coincidentally, all those guys are from Texas.
There's a lot more pitchers that pitched well, too, outside of Texas, but we like those Texas guys.
Yes. Two outs and no one on for Peyton Graham. Cut and miss.
Yeah, you can just see that's one of those high spin rate type fastballs. Holds it plane really well, and hitters will tell you, you feel like you're on that pitch, and all of a sudden you're swinging through it. Oftentimes underneath it. Oh, that's off his ankle.
They're down to a strike now.
Fastball
where it got her
inside. Yeah, right on the instep of that foot.
They wear the shins, and it still hits him on the instep.
Yeah. Good thing he had that kind of foot turned up a little bit. Maybe it hit the bottom of his shoe, but yeah, even with those guards, you can't fully protect those ankles, and those will hurt.
2-2. On the outer half of the plate, strike 3 called. And what an inning with Thatcher Hurd. That was painted beautifully.
Yep, hit the glove. That's where you get the call, and Tommy Barris sent it on the outside, and Thatcher Hurd dogged it.
And that's the ball game as UCLA wins in a run rule, 15-3. I'm really impressed with what we saw here with Thatcher Hurd.
Yeah, that's closer type stuff, and I don't know exactly what role John Savage has in mind, but certainly has an option there with Thatcher Hurd.
So the 6 runs in the first, 6 runs in the third. The first, the highlighted grand slam home run by Carson Yates really blew it open in the first inning, and of course the 6 runs in the third, and UCLA never looked back after only scoring a run yesterday against Baylor.
Yeah, you know, when your offense comes back off a performance like that, you look for those little things, kind of the key catalyst to get things going. And certainly Kenny Oyama at the top of the order gets that leadoff base hit to start the game, and then you just kind of started feeling like there was a sense of momentum building. A couple of walks, a single, another walk, and then the big hit by Carson Yates.
Pat, I want to go back to Oyama's at-bat to lead off the ball game against the starter David Sandlin of Oklahoma. He battled, he saw some pitches, it was an 8-pitch at-bat. He never gave up, and he got on base, and then everything after that worked for UCLA.
When you use Constant Contact, prepare accordingly. Let's win this with email marketing and more to drive your business forward. Try it free at ConstantContact.com.
Do you love sports? Then you should know about STEM. Because maximizing nutrition, analyzing peak muscle performance, calculating the perfect shot, and more are all made possible